Frick went 2 for 5 last night. Red Sox scored 3 runs on 8 base hits against Catfish Hunter and Ken Clay. Ken Clay picking up the win. Kenny said when that phone rang out in the bullpen, the Yankees ahead 12-0. Every pitcher out there went to grab it. Picked up a baseball. They wanted to win. The next pitch is check swing, called strike 2 on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes on Burleson. Even the pitching coach, Art Fowler, wanted to get in, pick up that win. The pitch is swung on and missed. Good breaking ball. Burleson goes down swinging on 3 pitches. And there's 1 away. Here's Fred Lynn, the center fielder. Lynn batting at .295, 20 home runs and 68 runs batted in. He went 0 for 3 last night. On deck is Mr. Universe, Jim Rice. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Nettles in near the grass at third base, playing wide at third for Lynn. Pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes. White deep and left. Rivers straight away in center, and Piniella more or less straight away in right field. Now Beatty rocks, and the 2-0 pitch. Lynn swings, hits the ground ball inside the third base bag. Base hit. Around first base, he'll go for 2. And he'll make it standing up as White's throw comes into third base. So Fred Lynn hits one down the third base line, a ground ball just inside the bag, and he doubles with 1 out here in the first inning.
Bill Beatty threw that fastball that came away from Lynn. Lynn just hit the ball where it was pitched, a rocket down the left field line.
Here's Jim Rice, the designated hitter. Rice batting at .325, 38 home runs, 121 runs batted in. Now that brings the fans here alive. They haven't had much to cheer about since before the game started last night. Rice takes outside, ball 1. Yankees leading 2-0. The Red Sox have Fred Lynn at second base with 1 away in the bottom half of the first inning. Beatty's 1-0 pitch to Rice. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Yankees have cut the gap between themselves and the Red Sox to just 3 games. Now Beatty's ready. Checks Lynn. 1-1 pitch. Swung on it in the air to right field. After it is Piniella and Rivers. Pinella's there, and Lou makes the catch. Lynn starts at third, but stays there as Piniella makes a strong throw into third base, cut off by Bucky Dent. 2 outs. I think since Lou had that permanent, he's running faster, throwing better, hitting harder.
And more aggressive. He just took one of Vicky's balls away from out there.
So Lynn down at second base, 2 outs now, and here's Carl Yastrzemski, the captain of the Red Sox. He's batting at .290, a dozen home runs and 65 runs batted in. Carl went 1 for 3 last night. He tripled off Catfish Hunter. He didn't play the whole ball game, relieved late innings. Yaz has gotten a lot of big hits over his career. Now the set by Beatty. Pitch to Yaz. High, ball 1. Beatty taking a lot of time getting a sign from Munson. Lynn, not too big a lead off second base. He's checked by Beatty, and the pitch. Too high. 2 balls, no strikes. Yastrzemski has scored 1,556 runs. He's gotten 2,850 hits over his career. 535 doubles. 378 home runs. And he takes the strike over the outside corner, 2-1. He has driven in 1,510 runs over his career. Just 27 behind the Yankees' Joe DiMaggio. He's been walked 1,561 times. 967 extra base hits. So he's had quite a career here in Boston. Now the set by Beatty. 2-1 pitch to Yaz. Called strike 2 around the knees on the inside corner. It's 2-2. Yaz playing with a sore right wrist. Won a ball game 2 nights ago for the Boston Red Sox down in Baltimore. A 2-run home run as the Red Sox beat Baltimore 2-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back and out of play off the left side. And on top of the roof, count remains. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Carl Yastrzemski. Long first inning, the Yankees lead 2-0. Boston with a runner down at second base and 2 outs. On deck is Carlton Fisk. Now Beatty's at the belt. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Drew a fastball by him up around the letters, and the side is retired. No runs, a base hit, and a man left on base. Through 1. The Yankees 2, Boston nothing.
When do you say Budweiser? Whenever the moment is right for a great beer. When do you say Budweiser? Whenever the good times are moving through right here. After the work is done, while you're still having fun, anytime's the right time to say it. When do you say Budweiser? Bud's a beer for any time at all. Waiting for your call when you say Budweiser. You said it all.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
What's so funny, Phil?
Oh, Frank here thinks he's more famous than Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson. Frank, Reggie scored 10 runs in 1 World Series. 5 of them were homers. He set 9 new records.
He's even got a great new candy bar named after him. And boy, are those Reggie bars delicious. Crunchy peanuts, chewy caramel, a smooth chocolatey coating.
Okay, so the new Reggie bar is terrific. But I've got a whole sandwich named after me.
You do, Frank?
Sure. Haven't you ever heard of a Frankfurter?
Right on, Frank. We always knew you were a hot dog.
A reminder, all box, reserved, and general admission tickets are completely sold out for the 3 Boston games in New York next weekend. There are unreserved bleacher tickets remaining, and they will be on sale at Yankee Stadium box office only tomorrow, Saturday, from 9 to 5, and on Sunday from 10 to 5. These tickets are being sold in advance to avoid turning away late-coming fans and to reduce congestion in the stadium area before these games. This is not a little note, it was a big note.
Oh, while you finish that big note, let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
You're listening to 1460 WOKO, Albany.
Lou Piniella leads off of the Yankees here in the second inning. The Yankees lead Boston 2-0. It'll be Piniella, White, and Dent, the bottom third of the Yankee batting order against right-hander Jim Wright. Lou chops one foul outside third base. Piniella batting at .309. He has 4 home runs, 53 runs batted in. He went 2 for 6 last night and scored 3 runs. Lou's sporting a new hairdo tonight. Semi-afro. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Piniella. Swung on, lifted to right field. Going back is Evans, still going. It might be over his head, and it's up against the wall. Ball is bobbled out there. Pinella's going to try for 3. It's going to be close. Throw there is not in time, and it gets past the third baseman, but he's held there as Jim Wright backs up at third base. Lou Piniella really hustling. Hit that ball harder than we thought, and the ball hit up against the wall and from the bullpen out in right center field, the Red Sox bullpen.
Still, Piniella hammered that ball to right center field. Ball skipped off the wall. It got away from Evans. He finally picked it up, hit the cutoff man with a perfect throw. Rick Burleson Burleson was under the impression Piniella was going to stop at second base. He caught Burleson by surprise. When Burleson cocked to throw the ball at third base, it was too late.
Well, we continue to talk, Fran Healy, about the Yankee aggressiveness on the bases. And they have really been aggressive over these last few ball games.
Yes, they have. And, of course, everybody in the ball club, not only Randolph, Rivers, but a guy like Lou Piniella. Not a speedster, but very aggressive. Heads-up base running. Greg Nettle, Thurman Munson.
Well, the Sox now have to bring their infield in. Piniella over at third base. Nobody out. The Yankees ahead 2-0 and batting in the top of the second. Roy White's batting a .256, 7 home runs, 37 runs batted in. He went 3 for 4 last night. A switch hitter. He's in left-handed against right. Pitch to White. Checks the swing, takes it down low, ball 1. Got some action now in the bullpen.
Tom Bergmeyer, left-hander.
Well, the Red Sox heating up a relief pitcher. All right, rocks and kicks, deals a 1-0 to White. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Fisk. No advance by Piniella. He has to stay at third base. 2 balls, no strikes.
Phil Fisk, a good offensive player, also very good defensive catcher, and very important to this Boston Red Sox club.
Well, the count is 2-0 on Roy White. Yankees, a runner at third base. Nobody out in the second inning. Baltimore and Toronto played 1 inning, no score there. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled back by White. It's 2-1. Wright gets a new ball. Butch Hobson, the third baseman. Rick Burleson, the shortstop. Jack Brohammer, the second baseman, and the boomer, George Scott, at first, all around the infield grass. They want to cut this run down. All right, rocks and deals a 2-1 pitch to White. Swung on through the right side, base hit. Piniella will score, and the Yankees lead 3-0. And White will hold at first base. Yankees. 4th base hit against Jim Wright. Here's Bucky Dent, the shortstop. He got 2 base hits last night, and he is now hit in 7 straight ball games. Tom Bergmeyer continuing to throw in the bullpen of the Red Sox out in the right center field. All right. Goes to the belt. Pitch to Dent. Squares and fouls it off, trying to bunt. No balls and 1 strike. Well, the Yankees, I think, Fran, have also kept the Red Sox off balance. They have hit and run, they've stolen bases, they've bunted, done a lot of things when something else might be dictated these first 2 ball games.
Right, and anytime you put a runner in motion, it makes that defense move. You get that defense to move, difficult to field a ground ball or a line drive. Of course, the Yankees, with some luck, hitting the ball where they ain't.
Now the set. The 1-strike pitch to Dent. Runner going. Ball swung on and missed. Go down to second. Is in the center field. White's up, and he'll go on to third base. And he'll make it there standing up. Well, Bob Lemon switched from the sacrifice to the hit and run. Bucky then swung at the ball and missed it, but Carlton Fisk threw down in the dirt. Ball skipped in the center field. White gets a stolen base. Another error on Fisk.
Yes, it is, Bill, and right through a fastball there. Like you said, they were expecting Dent to square around bunt. Dent foul-tipped that ball. If Fisk would have dropped that pitch, the runner has to go back to first base. Fisk took his chances and threw the ball away.
Oh, the Red Sox once again will have to bring their infield in. With Roy White at third base, the count, no balls and 2 strikes on Bucky Dent. And on deck is Mickey Rivers. Yankees lead 3-0, trying to add to that lead here in the second inning. They scored 2 in the first and have scored 1 so far here in the second. Here's a 2-strike pitch to Dent. Curveball is high, 1-2. Dent backs out and gets back in quickly. Dick Hauser, the Yankee third base coach, shouting encouragement to Bucky Dent. White takes a walking lead off third. Now he backs up a step. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Dent. Curveball is high. It's 2-2. Don Zimmer, the Red Sox manager, has his foot on the middle step of the dugout. If White does not get Dent out, he might be gone. Might bring Bergmeyer in to pitch to the left-handed hitting Mickey Rivers. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Dent. Check swing fouled off. Took a little off a fastball. The count remains 2-2. Well, the Yankees picking up where they left off last night. They got 21 hits last night, and they have 4 already through the first 2 innings tonight. And they're still batting in the second inning. Wright gets new ball, looks in at Fisk. Now he winds, and the 2-2 pitch to Dent. Swung on, fouled back. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, tomorrow it'll be Ron Guidry against Denny Eckersley. Guidry's won 20 ball games for the Yankees this year. He's lost just 2. Eckersley, the right-hander, is 16-6 for the Boston Red Sox. Then on Sunday, Ed Figueroa against Bob Sproul. Sproul, a rookie left-hander. Here's a 2-2 to Bucky Dent. Swung on it to left field. That's far up the score. At least a run. Yastrzemski back and leap, makes the catch, and tagging at third base, Roy White, and he'll score easily. Carl Yastrzemski went all the way back to the wall in front of the scoreboard, leaped high in the air, made the catch. White tagged at third, scored easily, and the Yankees now lead 4-0.
So, of course, Carl Yastrzemski plays that wall better than anybody who's ever played out there. Wright having problems getting the breaking ball over, and right now Don Zimmer goes to his bullpen. He brings in Tom Bergmeyer. Wright has had a problem getting the breaking ball over, has to come in with the fastball. He missed 3 times on Bucky Dent with the breaking ball, gave him the fastball, and didn't throw it deep to left field. And with that, there's a break in the action with the score. The Yankees 4, the Red Sox nothing.
This is Mel Allen. Thanks to Emery's computer tracking system, no matter where in the world your package is, you can always pick up a phone, call Emery, and touch base with it. Emery, the Air Force in air freight.
Okay, Tom Bergmeyer jogged in from the right field bullpen about 400 feet away from home plate. Talks things over with Carlton Fisk. Don Zimmer, the manager of the Boston Red Sox, heads back to the dugout, and we'll take a look at the scoreboard. Baltimore and Toronto after 1. No score. Underwood against Flanagan. Cleveland at Detroit. Seattle at Chicago. Milwaukee at Minnesota. Kansas City out at California. Big game out there. And Texas at Oakland. All later starts. In the National League, the Pirates will take on the Mets at Shea Stadium. That'll be a later start. Chicago, Montreal, later start. The Phillies won. The Cards nothing. The first game of a doubleheader. San Diego at Cincinnati, a later start. And the Giants jumped out to a 2-0 lead over the Atlanta Braves, and that is after 1 inning. Right here, the score. The Yankees 4. The Red Sox nothing. The Yankees 4 runs on 4 hits. First 2 costly errors by catcher Carlton Fisk. Throwing the ball to second base, allowing runners to go on to third. A reminder, the annual Grambling Morgan State Football Classic will be played at Yankee Stadium again this year on Saturday, September 23rd, and that'll be at 7:30 p.m. All proceeds from this game will go to benefit the Whitney Young Scholarship Fund. Tickets are available at Yankee Stadium advanced ticket windows, all Ticketron outlets, and all Urban League offices. Once again, the score here at Fenway. The Yankees 4, the Red Sox nothing. 1 out. Top of the second inning, Mickey Rivers steps in to face left-hander Tom Bergmeyer. Phil?
Oh, Rivers started all the first inning by singling to right field, stealing a base, and going to third on Fisk's first error and scoring. As the shortstop, Rick Burleson, booted one. Well, the Red Sox have already committed 3 errors in this ball game. They're down 4-0. Rivers fouls the first pitch back, strike 1. On deck is Willie Randolph. Hobson way in at third base. Bergmeyer, a left-hander, looking in for a sign. Now he's ready. The one-strike pitch. Fastball is low. It's 1-1 on Rivers. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball is foul back behind the plate. 1-2.
Well, that's the pitch that Bergmeyer did not have when he was with the Kansas City Royals. He had trouble getting out the left-handed hitter, so they sent him to the minor leagues. He developed a curveball, and a pretty good curveball. Since then, pitched for Minnesota, experienced some fine years with the Twins, came over here to the Red Sox in the re-entry draft last winter.
Here's the 1-2. Curveball is popped foul over the Yankee dugout and out of play. Butch Hobson over there, but it sails about 6 rows back. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Mickey Rivers. 1 out and nobody on. The Yankees ahead 4-0 and batting in the second inning. Bergmeyer gets new baseball. Deals the 1-2. Fastball line center field, base hit. Mickey Rivers served one to center field, takes a big turn at first, but he'll go back there. Mickey's 2 for 2.
And Bergmeyer made a good pitch on Mickey Rivers, ran the fastball inside, and Mickey slapped the ball to center field. Real tough man to pitch to Mickey Rivers. Go over him in the meeting, all you can say is, play everybody even up and let's hope he hits it at somebody.
He can just tap a ball and beat it out. He can slash it. He can also get a high fastball and hit it out of the ballpark.
Right.
Willie Randolph got on an error by Rick Burleson. So he's 0 for 1. Did score in the first. Takes outside, ball 1. On deck is Thurman Munson. Bergmeyer bends forward looking for a sign. Now the left-hander sets. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. It's 1-1 on Randolph. Well, last night the Red Sox used Mike Torres, Andy Hassler, Dick Drago, and Bill Campbell. The Yankees got away with Catfish Hunter and Ken Clay. So as this series, 4-game series, goes along, that might be an important factor. Sparky Lyle and Goose Gossage have had plenty of rest. 1-1 pitch. Curveball hit in the air to center field. Right there is Fred Lynn, moving back a couple of steps now. He's under the ball and makes the catch. 2 outs. And Rivers back to first base. Here's Thurman Munson, the Yankee catcher. Thurman's been up once and slides to left field. The last time Rivers was at first base, he stole second. Scott reminding Tom Bergmeyer to keep an eye on Mickey Rivers. Mickey does not have a big lead there. As Bergmeyer bends forward and looking in for a sign. Now he sets. And the pitch. Munson takes outside, ball 1. Hobson playing behind the bag at third, guarding the line on Munson. Outfield playing Thurman straight away. Bergmeyer taking a lot of time. Now he's ready. The pitch. Low, fastball. It's 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Reggie Jackson. Wind seems to be blowing toward the screen in left field here. At least the flag's blowing that way. The Yankees have scored 4 runs so far. Pitch to Munson. Curveball is chopped foul outside third. 2-1. They've scored those runs on mostly singles, as they did last night. They have 5 base hits. 4 of them have been singles. Only the triple by Piniella, the extra base hit for the Yankees. Once again, the Red Sox crowd quiet. Now the set. 2-1 pitch. Misses inside. 3 balls and a strike on Thurman Munson. Thurm backs out. He'll get back in. Ball game slowed down just a little bit here in the second inning. Wright was a very deliberate pitcher. Bergmeyer even more deliberate. Now he's ready. 3-1 pitch. Checks the swing. Takes outside. Ball 4. Munson walks. That'll send Rivers down the second base and bring up Reggie Jackson.
Phil Jackson said before the ball game his back felt a lot better. Also experiencing a case of the flu. Of course, when you're in a series like this, everybody forgets their aches and pains.
Well, Jackson certainly did last night as he went in and drove in the Yankees' first run with a single to left field. So he's in now with runners at first and second and 2 outs. And the Yankees ahead 4-0. Bergmeyer's ready. Pitch to Jackson. Hit deep to right field. Going back is Evans. Still going back. That ball is gone. And the Yankees add 3 more runs. They lead 7-0. Reggie Jackson has just hit his 21st home run of the year. He now has 77 runs batted in, and the Yankees lead Boston 7-0.
And Bill Bergmeyer made a pretty good pitch on Jackson. You have to get the ball inside on him. He tried to get in, and Jackson drilled the ball deep over that right field bullpen. And as soon as he hit the ball, he styled. He stood there and watched it.
Well, Dwight Evans gave it a good shot. He went all the way to the bullpen. The ball was in the seats behind the bullpen for a 7-0 Yankee lead. Here's Chambliss. He drove in a run with a single to center in the first inning. Pitch to Chris is outside, ball 1. Do I see people leaving this ballpark?
I doubt it. Probably going for another beer.
Here's the 1-0 to Chambliss. Curveball. Chambliss going after a very bad pitch. It's 1-1.
Or probably cost it.
Budweiser's a sponsor. 1-1 pitch. Curveball misses outside. It's 2-1. The Yankees lead 7-0. 7 runs on 6 base hits. And we're still in the second inning. 2-1 pitch. Line, base hit, center field for Chambliss. And he'll hold at first base as Lynn will get the ball back in. Chris Chambliss 2 for 2. Yankees have now batted around as Greg Nettles stands in. And Lou Piniella, who led the inning off, is on deck. Well, nobody's getting loose in the Red Sox bullpen. And once again, we hear a chant here, we want Bill Lee. Nettles has been up once. He bounced to Scott at first base. Lee gets up, and he'll start throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. Now Bergmeyer sets. Pitch to Nettles. Bounce toward first base. Lee. Bergmeyer bobbles the ball. Nobody's at first base, and everybody's safe. Bergmeyer and Scott went after the ball. Bergmeyer bobbled the ball. He picked it up, looked at first base. Nobody was there. Rohammer was late getting over there, and everybody's safe again.
And Bill Bergmeyer, usually an excellent fielder, one of the better athletes in the American League. Over-aggressive. Too much hustle right there, and not enough hustle by Jack Brohammer.
Well, Chambliss down at second base. Nettles now at first. And Lou Piniella's the batter. Lou tripled to right center field in the second inning. Well, these fans are becoming a little restless here. They're down 7-0 and not playing good baseball. Of course, the Red Sox are not as bad as they've played these last 2 ball games. They have been hurt by injuries. That's the way the game is played. Yankees certainly did not complain early in the year when they were hurt by injuries. Fastball is outside, ball 1. And the Red Sox are certainly not complaining either. Especially their skipper, Don Zimmer. Now the set. 1-0 to Piniella. Slow curve is high. 2 balls, no strikes. You got to like Zim. He just goes out and gives you honest answers. course, he's been around a long time, minor leagues, a long time minor leaguer with the old Brooklyn Dodgers. He's coached, managed in the big leagues, the National League, now with the Red Sox over here. Pinella lines one left center. That's going to go through. He'll go over the wall. Pinella scores. Nettles around third base. He'll hold him there as Pinella steams into second base with another base hit. And the Yankees now lead 8-0.
Still talking about Don Zimmer, Mike Torres before the ball game told me he liked to pitch every fourth day. I guess Don Zimmer's against it, wants to get all his pitchers in the rotation. So Torres a little bit unhappy with every fifth day.
Here's Roy White. Nettles at third base. Pinella down at second base. 2 outs. Yankees have scored 6 runs here in the second. They lead 8-0. Roy, single to right field, driving in a run his first time up. Stole second, went to third on an error and scored. Fouls it back upon the screen. He scored on the 3-run home run by Reggie. Nope, he did not. He scored on a sacrifice fly by Bucky Dent. Jackson's home run scored Rivers and Munson ahead of Jackson. Now Bergmeyer sets. Here's the 1-strike pitch to White. Low and away, it's 1-1. Base hit here would certainly break the back of the Red Sox. Might make it 10-zip. Of course, that Evans, the ball hit the right field, you better be careful. He can throw. Now the set. Here's a 1-1 to White. Swung and miss, swing and miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2 on Roy White. 2 outs. Yankees ahead 8-0. And the pitch just inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, deuce is wild. 2 and 2, 2 outs, 2 on. In the second inning. Bergmeyer sets. Pitch to White. Swung on and fouled off the chest protector of home plate umpire Marty Springstead. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Toronto's picked up a run. They lead Baltimore 1-0 at the end of 2. Blue Jays playing a little tough here late in the season. So are the Yankees. They lead 8-0 after winning 15-3 last night over Boston. They lead 8-0 here in the second. Now the 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air to left field. Yastrzemski starts in. Pounding glove, waiting. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. Yankees send 11 men to bat in the second inning and score 6 times. At the end of 1.5 innings of play, the Yankees 8, the Red Sox nothing.
Did you ever watch people ordering hamburgers when they had a complete choice of toppings? Well, let someone order
with mustard relish and onions.
And the next person looks at him like he's crazy and then orders
with ketchup, mayo, and pickles.
And the next person shakes his head and orders
with cheese, lettuce, and tomato.
And on it goes. At Wendy's, each and every hamburger is custom made with your choice of toppings.
With ketchup, onions, mustard, pickles, mayo, relish, lettuce, tomato, and cheese.
We take the great hamburger toppings and fix them in 256 different combinations, including your favorite. And we don't skimp on the portions either.
With lots and lots of ketchup, please.
We fix the toppings 256 ways. But at Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers, we fix the meat only one way. Hot and juicy.
Wendy's, 1335 Central Avenue near Colony Center, 741 New Loudon Road, just south of Latham Circle, 3 Clifton Country Road, across from Clifton Country Mall, and now in Glenville.
Come see, come save at Sears Super Homeowner Sale.
You'll find reduced prices on many items.
You can save from 10 to 30% on quality Sears products, like selected paints and garage door openers.
And Craftsman saber saws, Sears crossbuck-style storm doors, and even more.
It's all going on right now at most Sears retail stores, so come see. You'll save.
At Sears Super Homeowner Sale.
8 hits, no errors. Boston, no runs. 1 hit and 4 big errors. Carlton Fisk will lead it off here. Bottom of the second inning. He'll be followed by second baseman Jack Brohammer, then the right fielder, Dwight Evans. Bill?
Well, Fisk batting at .298, 20 home runs and 78 runs batted in. He went 2 for 2 last night. A double and a home run drove in 2 runs. It was his 20th home run of the year. Waiting on Fudge, as they call him up here in Boston, to approach the plate. The Yankees scored 2 runs in the first, 6 more in the second, lead it 8-0. Jim Beattie, of course, has heard enough Red Sox games that he knows 8 runs can be gotten fairly quickly here at Fenway Park. You know, he'll continue to buckle down. Here's the first pitch to Fisk. Curveball is high, ball 1. Left side of the infield playing Fisk to pull. A little small gap for him in right center field as Rivers is playing him just a shade toward left center. Pinella straight away in right. Fastball is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Eddie Oates coaching at third base and Johnny Pesky coaching at first base for the Sox. 2-0 pitch, bounced foul off third base. 2-1. Beattie taking a lot of time. Now he rocks, and the 2-1 pitch. Low, bounces in the dirt. It's Munson, kicks off toward third base. 3-1.
And Bill, that was a fastball. And there's one thing you do not want to get hit with is a bouncing fastball. Curveball, a lot easier to stay in front of. You can almost time the bounce, but that fastball just comes, it's short out. It's tough to get out of the way and tough to keep that bare hand out of the way.
I see Lee still throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. We may get him next inning. 3-1 pitch to Fisk. Swung on and missed. He got a piece of it held by Munson. And Fisk now is bouncing around. You remember he might have hurt his knee throwing to second base when you mentioned he slipped on the bag when Rivers tried to steal first, or did steal second base in the first inning.
Yes, he could have, because the foot slipped right off home plate. Of course, once again, series like this, you have to forget the injuries.
Here's a payoff pitch to Fisk. Swung on, popped up, right side. Going back is Willie Randolph, the second baseman on the outfield grass calling, and he makes the catch. 1 out. That'll bring on Jack Brohammer, the second baseman.
Jack Brohammer.
Brohammer, a left-handed batter, batting at .240, 1 home run and 22 runs batted in. He's batting in this lineup ahead of Dwight Evans, George Scott, and Butch Hobson. And the pitch to him. Changeup is high, ball 1. On deck is Dwight Evans. The pitch, inside corner, it's 1-1. Let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
You're listening to 1460 WOKO, Albany.
1 ball, 1 strike on Jack Brohammer, who did not like the call. Brohammer still jawing with home plate umpire Marty Springstead. Still talking to Springstead. I don't know if Brohammer wants to play this ball game or not. He's not the kind of hitter to make that kind of noise.
No, and if there's one umpire that will not take it, it's Marty Springstead.
Well, Marty's being very tolerant with it. He's going to punish him, make him stay in the game. Curveball's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Brohammer.
Don't be getting into those substitute players now.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, foul tip, held by Munson. Brohammer goes down swinging. Third strikeout for Jim Beattie, and there are 2 outs. You know, you talk to umpires, and the good hitters very seldom give them a lot of trouble. It's usually the guy who's hitting 220, 230 who does most of the yelling.
That's right, and I spent most of my career complaining umpires.
Dwight Evans, a batter. He's batting .255, 23 home runs and 61 runs batted in. Evans bunts off third, foul. 1 strike on Evans. Yankees lead 8-0. 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom half of the second inning.
So, you know, it's interesting as a catcher, you can see also that when the ball, that good pitch, they'll ring you up. That good hitter, it's the ball.
Called strike 2 on Evans. What'd you say?
That's after a period of time of establishing yourself on a major league level. You're a real good hitter over the years. You get the benefit of the doubt at the plate. And then you get a guy that hits about 220, 230, 240.
Wait a minute.
And they'll ring him up.
Pitch was outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Evans. And the next pitch is outside, 2-2.
I'm talking now catching the ball. You see it.
Well, you caught. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Going back is Lou Piniella. Now he comes in and puts it away for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down, and at the end of 2, the Yankees lead Boston 8-0.
Well, I remember way back in 52, and those magic moments with Mary Lou, hanging out at the drive-in in my 57 Ford V8.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Ford's better than your Ford. Oh, yeah? What do you got in that thing? Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion plugs. Oh, well. Hey, listen, man, I just remembered I got to get my ducktail trimmed, right? Hey, Rocky, I bet my Pinto gets better mileage than your Pinto. Yeah? Tell me, what do you got in that thing? Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion plugs. Oh, wow. Hey, I got a split. I just remembered I got to get a hair transplant, right? Hey, times change.
Can't buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion number 1 in the world. Number 1 in your car.
Come on, get fresh. Get closer to me. You smell so fine. English leather lime.
Then get fresh with English leather lime from head to toe. Come on, get fresh because
if you want to get close to her, first you gotta get fresh.
Come on, get fresh. Get closer to me. You smell so fine. English leather lime.
Okay, Bill Lee on a relief. Tom Bergmeyer. The fans have been yelling for Bill Lee the past 2 nights, and Don Zimmer decided to give the fans their wish. Bill Lee on the season 10-10, off to a fast start this year. Had some problems, started to get hit around pretty bad. He relegated Lee to the bullpen. Right now, he's got a 3.60 ERA, and he has no saves. He'll face Bucky Dent, Mickey Rivers, and Willie Randolph here, top of the 3rd inning. The Yankees out in front, 8-0 over the Red Sox. The Yankees, once again with 8 hits. The Red Sox have managed only 1 hit off of big Jim Beattie. Bill?
All right, Fran. Bill Lee normally gives the Yankees fits with his off-speed pitches and the sharpen of breaking balls and pretty good control. He's pitching to Bucky Dent here in the 3rd. Fastball to Dent is on the outside corner, strike 1. Well, Baltimore's taking a 2-1 lead over Toronto now at the end of 3. The 0-1 pitch to Dent. Outside, it's 1-1. Bucky drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning. Carl Jastrzemski going high on the wall to catch the ball. 1-1 pitch. Change up, hit in the air to left center. After it is Yaz and also Lynn, the center fielder, and Lynn makes the catch.
And now 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
Good evening. I'm Doug LaRock at WOKO, Albany. Albany County Executive Jim Coyne says the federal government has bungled another that may cost the county some $500,000 of community development funding. All of the details of this story and others after the Yankees-Red Sox game right here on WOKO.
1 out, nobody on. Here's Mickey Rivers. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Mickey's 2 for 2, both singles, and he scored twice. And he's stolen a base. Lee rocks and deals the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes on Mickey Rivers. Now this crowd is beginning to come alive. They wanted Bill Lee. They've got Bill Lee. Now the 0-2 pitch to Mickey Rivers. Fastball hit on the ground to Scott at first. George digs it out, and Rivers beats him to first base. Mickey Rivers really hustling down the line, a routine ground ball, and he simply outran Scott to first base, and he's safe.
Still unbelievable. Speed once again, and right now Mickey Rivers hobbling back to first base. Gene Michael, the first base coach, talking to Rivers. They're bent over behind first base now. Gene Monahan, Yankee trainer, out to take a look at the quick. Just unbelievable. Right.
I've never seen that. A ground ball right to Scott. He was playing shallow for Rivers at first base. George dug the ball out. Looked like a routine play. He took a couple of steps toward first base, and all of a sudden, Rivers was by the bag. And they're going to take Mickey out, Fran, and they're going to put Paul Blair in. Blair now jogging over the first base. He'll take Mickey in and work on it.
Of course, you really don't want to take a chance with the quick right now. Paul Blair jogs out to first base, and the quick looks like he wants to stay in this ball game. But Gene Monahan, the trainer, will walk Mickey back to the Yankee dugout. Bill Lee stands there staring at Mickey Rivers.
You know, I wish I had a stopwatch and just see how quickly he got from home plate to first base on that ground ball.
It was unbelievable.
A routine ground ball. Scott was playing him in close. Got the ball. Looked like he had a cinch out. I think he thought he had a cinch out. All of a sudden, a blur went by.
And he beat it by a step.
Beep, beep.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Of course, now they put in an excellent defensive center fielder in the person of Paul Blair. Great to be able to put a player of Blair's caliber in for Mickey Rivers.
Here's Willie Randolph. Willie takes high, ball 1. I understand from Art Adler, who's watching the replay here, that Scott bobbled the ball just a little bit before he got it to first base. Now Lee sets, and the pitch to Randolph. Sliced foul off the right side and back out of play. Willie's 0 for 2, but he scored a run. Rick Burleson bobbled his bounce in the first inning, allowing Rivers to score from third base. He flied to Fred Lynn in center field in the second. Willie went 3 for 5 last night, drove in 5 runs. Here's a set. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball is a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Willie Randolph. Blair running for Mickey Rivers at first base. There's 1 away, and the Yankees lead 8-0, batting in the top half of the third inning. Lee sets. And the pitch. Fastball hit on the ground through the left side, base hit. Blair will stop at second base as Yastrzemski gets the ball into Rick Burleson. Well, the Yankees now have runners at first and second with 1 away, and the batter's third, Munson. Munson has flied to left field. He's walked and scored. Scored on Jackson's 3-run home run in the second inning, and Reggie's on deck. That was the 10th base hit for the Yankees against Red Sox pitching here tonight. Jim Wright, Tom Berkmeyer, and now Bill Lee. The Yankees got 21 base hits last night and 15 runs. Now Lee, the left-hander, sets. Pitch to Munson. Swung on, chopped to short. Burleson. Brohammer, there's 1, back to first. Double play. 6-4-3, and the side is retired. Yankees no runs, 2 hits, a man left on base. After 2.5 innings of play, the Yankees lead Boston 8-0.
Okay, we're having a Big Dom's summer submarine supper tonight. Mommy wants a shrimp torpedo, Billy's having a Big Dom's mixed cold cuts, and Daddy's having a surf and turf. Now, what's little Ronald gonna have?
Ronald?
The only problem with a Big Dom Summer Submarine Supper is deciding which Big Dom sub to have. There are 28 different kinds of Big Dom subs, plus 9 Little Joe's Hot Deli Delights.
Ronald?
I'll take the bologna. Maybe I'll have the turkey instead.
Wait a minute. I changed my mind.
Big Dom subs, 37 delicious varieties, and they're all delicious. Drive-ins open, and nothing goes better with a weekend triple feature than a Big Dom sub. Big Dom subs are monstrously delicious.
I'll drink to that.
We have milk, soda, lemonade, and iced tea.
In that case, make me a Big Dom's double.
Okay, you're a Big Dom's double with 20 assorted sliced coffee. Big Dom subs, delicious at the drive-in. Or for a quick, complete summer supper, right, sweetheart?
Who you calling sweetheart?
Big Dom subs go great anytime. 35 delicious varieties for little appetites or big ones.
Hey there, home improver. You see the old paint on your house is wearing a little thin, and so's your bank account? Well, right now you can save a bundle, Bunky, at your Olympic dealer. Buy 4 gallons of any one Olympic product and get 1 more free. Olympic Overcoat, the house paint made to cover old paint. Olympic Stain in both oil and latex. Hurry! 1 free with 4 on all Olympic products till September 16th at your participating Olympic dealer. He's in the yellow pages.
Take a look at the batting leaders in the American League. Rod Carew leads the league with 340. Jim Rice of Boston, 325. Al Oliver, Texas, 313. Robin Yount, Milwaukee, 309. He's tied with Sweet Lou Piniella of the New York Yankees at 309. George Scott steps in for the Red Sox. Bill?
And the first pitch to Scott. Swung on and missed. Yankees lead 8-0. Red Sox batting in the bottom half of the third inning. So far, they've gotten just 1 base hit off Jim Beattie. That was a double by Fred Lynn with 1 man out in the first inning. He was left stranded as Beattie got Rice on a fly ball and struck out Carl Yastrzemski. Scott batting at 241, 11 home runs and 49 runs batted in. Those are down figures for Scott, but he's been hurt bad back much of the year. The 1-strike pitch. Check swing down low. It's 1-1. The Yankees have 8 runs on 10 base hits. They've played airless baseball so far. The Red Sox no runs on 1 base hit, and they've made 4 errors. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. A ball and 2 strikes on Scott. Butch Hobson on deck. Beattie gets new baseball from Marty Springstead, the home plate umpire. Here's a windup and the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back, and over the stands. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. And once again, Beattie gets another baseball. Nettles playing wide at third for Scott. Almost playing in the hole. 1-2 pitch. Curveball. Just misses inside. 2-2. Sort of bunch Scott around the middle of the infield. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, driven to right field. Lou Piniella over near the corner. He's there and makes the catch. Lou falls down as he makes the catch, but he holds on to the baseball. There's 1 away.
Still, some of the guests in our pregame show received gift certificates at Benihana. Watch in amazement as your chef turns prime steak, chicken, and shrimp into an oriental feast. Others receive a gift pack of toiletries from Yovan. The earthly fragrance of Yovan musk oil, aftershave, moisturizing balm, stick deodorant, and shower soap.
Here's Butch Hobson, a right-handed batter. Hobson hits one on the ground. Dead backhand. Throws the first. He's better hurry. Just in time. Bucky dead backhanded that ball on the grass. A deep shortstop. And there's no the Chambliss was in time to get Hobson. 2 outs. We talked about the Yankee defense, man, and they're doing just about everything. Running the bases, playing good defense, getting good pitching.
Yes, they are. That play there, an excellent play by Bucky Dent. Bucky going to his right to backhand that ball. He set, made a perfect throw to first base, just a nip. Butch Hobson. Phil, when Bucky joined the Yankees last year, I thought that he was spewing himself around. All of a sudden, he got his confidence and started playing excellent defense.
Here's Rick Burleson, the shortstop. Beattie struck him out in the first inning. Pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Yankees ahead 8-0. Red Sox batting in the third. 2 outs and nobody on. Here's Beatty's 0-1 pitch to Burleson. Low, it's 1-1. The 1-1 delivery. Curveball misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Yankees scored 2 in the first, 6 more in the second. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, bounced up the middle. Willie Randolph has a big hop behind second. Throws on the first just in time. Burleson's out on the side, is retired. 3 up and 3 down. 8 in a row now for Jim Beatty. And at the end of 3, the Yankees lead Boston 8-0.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust the Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco Freedom Battery.
The Delco Freedom Battery is truly maintenance-free. It never needs water, so the power is sealed in. Get freedom. You'll say, thanks, Delco.
You're welcome.
They've got the stuff when the starting's tough. You can trust the Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. Delco, thanks, Delco. Where the roads unwind with travelers, with friends, with family, with people going places, seeing all there is to see. Where the ride is always sure and smooth, you'll find a trusted friend you've always known. It's Firestone. Firestone, Firestone, Firestone. Where the family car is moving, where a night truck fights the rain, where the race cars scream around the track, where the tractors farm the plain, wherever wheels are rolling, no matter what the road, the name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road. Firestone, Firestone, Firestone.
Bill Lee completes his warm-up tosses, and he's ready to face Reggie Jackson. In the second inning, Jackson hit a 3-run homer deep to right field here in Fenway Park. Here with the play-by-play, the shooter, Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Fran Healy. Looks like an instant replay of last night's ball game.
Yes, it does.
Yankees 8 and the Red Sox nothing. And the pitch to Reggie inside, ball 1. Jackson bounced to short, and as Fran told you, hit that 3-run homer. Bill Lee, the third Red Sox pitcher of the night, winds, and the curve a little high, 2-0. Told you the wind blowing out tonight.
Phil, how did you like to hit in this ballpark?
Oh, you had to like it here. I hit my first Major League home run right here.
No kidding.
On the screen, the Green Monster. That curve is in there. 2 balls and a strike. Time is called as Fred Lynn gets something thrown out on the field and flips it into the Red Sox bullpen. All right, Lynn is ready again. So is Jackson. So is Lee. Uh-oh, just what I didn't want to hear. Pull foul. 2-2.
Said Mickey Rivers had a slight hamstring pull, but the word is he should be all right.
Boy, I hope so. That was unbelievable how he beat Scott to first base that time. The Yankees can do no wrong so far here in Fenway Park. 2 runs in the first, 6 big runs in the second. They lead 8-0. We're in the top of the 4th. 2-2 count on Reggie Jackson. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a big, slow curveball. That's the first Yankee to get down on strikes in the ball game. And now Chris Chambliss, who's 2 for 2. Single to right center in the first, single to center in the second. He's driven in a run and scored a run. Chris now batting .290 and leads the Yankees in RBIs with 83.
Curve low, ball one. Red Sox have committed 4 errors in the ball game. Curve hit in the air, got it near the handle. Lynn is right there. And makes the catch 2 away.
Still, that ball right there, Bill Lee hung a curveball to Chris Chambliss. What happened at the last second, Chambliss saw the hanging curveball and he wanted to jerk it out of the park. He muscled up, hit the ball up in the air.
All right, Nettles has bounced to first and reached on an error. Lee's first pitch to Nettles. Sidearm fastball low, ball one. On deck, Lou Piniella. Big, slow curve hit in the air to shallow right center. Evans over, calling for it, and one hands it. So the Yankees go down in order at the end of 3.5. The Yankees 8, the Red Sox nothing.
Go. More offer than the name implies. Cohoes Tobacco, 60 Remsen Street, Cohoes, and Zenith are celebrating Zenith's 60th anniversary and Zenith's 20 millionth color TV. It's a great time to buy Zenith System 3 console and table TVs with up to $60 cash rebates direct from Zenith to you, depending on the set you buy. Now here's all you do. Just buy one of the qualifying models, fill out the money-back coupon from Cohoes Tobacco Company, and send the coupon back to Zenith with your owner's registration card as proof of purchase. You'll get a check direct from Zenith. So act now. This is a limited offer only. Get a Zenith System 3 TV and get the sharpest picture in Zenith history at a great Cohoes Tobacco Company price. A cash rebate of up to $60 from Zenith, America's #1 TV, year after year. All this and more can be found at Cohoes Tobacco Company, 60 Remsen Street, Cohoes. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5:30, Friday nights till 9. Closed Sunday and Monday. Cohoes Tobacco Company, with more to offer than the name implies.
I guess I'm lucky. My family's always been healthy. Oh, a touch of constipation now and then, but we've got X-Lax for that.
Today, more American families trust X-Lax than any other brand. When you need a laxative, you can count on X-Lax for relief in the morning. For occasional use only as directed.
Why X-Lax? My family trusts it. That's why.
Now you can soften hard, calloused skin without painful cutting or scraping. Apply stainless Dermasoft cream to your feet as directed. Insist on Dermasoft cream.
Red Lynn steps in to face Big Jim Beattie. Bottom of the 4th inning to score. The Yankees 8, the Red Sox nothing. Phil?
All right, Fran, and Fred Lynn, the only man to have a base hit off Beattie. He doubled in the first inning, but was left stranded. Big Jim winds. And the pitch to Lynn, foul back and out of play, strike one. On deck, Jim Rice, and then Yastrzemski to follow. Beattie winds and the pitch low. No, hit the inside corner. Lynn had jumped away. It's strike 2.
Phil, that's another example of how well Beattie has been placing his pitches. Excellent pitches, not throwing anything over the heart of the plate.
The 2-strike pitch inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First time he threw a real good pitch to Lynn, a fastball that was tailing away from him, and Lynn hit it by Nettles in the left. That's low and outside, 2-2. Nobody out, nobody on. Beattie's 2-2 delivery. Fly ball to left field. Roy White with plenty of room. Makes the catch. 1 man out.
On the scoreboard, Toronto and Baltimore tied 2 apiece at the end of 4. Cleveland 1, Detroit nothing after 1.5. Seattle at Chicago, a later start. Milwaukee and Minnesota, no score after 1. The Royals and the Angels, big game on the West Coast, later start. And the Rangers and the A's, a later start.
All right, Jim Rice, who flied to right field his first time up, takes a curve over strike call.
In the National League, the Mets won, the Pirates nothing after 1. And there's the rain delay in New York.
Slow curve bounce foul right in the Yankee dugout.
The Cubs and the Expos after 5 innings. The Cubs on top 2-0 over the Expos. Final score in the first game of a doubleheader. The Phillies won. The Cards nothing. Second game, Phillies won. The Cards nothing after 2.5.
A bouncer right back to Beatty on one hop. Jim fires to Chambliss, and they're a 2 away, and they've got the dangerous Rice out twice.
The Padres and the Reds tied 1 apiece after 2 innings in Cincinnati. It's at Atlanta. It's San Francisco 5, Atlanta 3 after 4.
All right, Carl Yastrzemski, who struck out swinging his first time up. 2 out, nobody on, 8-0. The Yankees lead the Red Sox in the bottom of the 4th. Change up in there, strike 1 call.
The Dodgers failed to score in the top of the first inning in Houston. The Astros now batting.
All right, Beatty's next pitch just outside, 1-1. How about those Angels losing 6-0, coming up with 7 runs in the 9th inning?
Unbelievable.
And they're playing a big 4-game series with the Royals, the team immediately ahead of them, starting tonight, as you mentioned. Change up outside, 2-1. Beatty's 2-1 pitch is a ground ball to second base. Willie Randolph up with it. Over to Chambliss, and they're 3 up, 3 down at the end of 4. The Yankees 8, the Red Sox nothing.
Just wait till I get my hands on that Reggie.
Frank.
There won't be anything left.
Frank, wait. Before you do anything drastic, remember that Reggie set 9 new records. Remember his 5 home runs?
Well, this time he's really done it. That new candy bar of his is terrific.
New candy?
Sure, the Reggie bar, that chewy caramel, those crunchy peanuts, that smooth chocolatey coating. It's delicious.
I don't understand. What's wrong with that?
Well, nothing except just thinking about it makes me hungry. And I can't wait till break time so I can get my hands on...
Reggie bar.
For the great game of baseball, and do you say, whenever the ump tells the players to play ball, after a double play, pitch hit that saves the day, anytime the right time to say it, when do you say, Budweiser, not to be for any time at all. After a long home run, after the game is won, King of Beers is waiting for your call. When you say Budweiser, when you say yay baseball, when you say Budweiser, you get it all. You get it all.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
How about Fan Appreciation Day, Scooter? It's coming up at Yankee Stadium Saturday, September 30th.
Oh, yeah, how about it? I'll be there. I want one of those mugs. Got one last year with the picture of the whole Yankee team. Got a few new faces this year.
Okay, so you'll definitely be there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Lou Piniella, who tripled and doubled in the same inning. That was the second inning. Lou has scored a run and driven in a run, up to 313 now. Bill Lee on the mound for the Red Sox. And Lee's pitch hit high and deep to left center. That might carry. Lynn Yastrzemski back. It's off the Noah. Home run. Holy cow, that ball just kept carrying and carrying. And Piniella's got a great chance to hit for the cycle tonight.
Yes, he does, Phil. Lee got that ball out over the plate. Piniella tattooed that ball hard and deep to left center field for a home run. Piniella has tripled his first time up, doubled his second time up, and homered here in the top of the 5th. The score now, the Yankees 9, the Red Sox nothing.
Well, Piniella's got the 3 toughest hits of the 4 already, and he's going to be up at least twice more, maybe 3 times to get a single. Roy White takes the blooper pitch down low, ball 1. Roy has singled and doubled. And he did them both. No, wait a minute. He singled and flied to left field. That's what he did in the same inning. He hits this one off the wall in left field. Yastrzemski, though, can play this wall. Roy's got to hold it first. Tell you, Carl does a great job off that wall. A long single.
And tonight he's getting a lot of work at it. Boy, they're hammering baseballs all over Fenway, but last night he had some time to work on it also.
The only thing is, last night we didn't tattoo the wall like we're doing tonight, against it and over it. That's the 12th hit for the Yankees. Last night they had 21. Bucky Dent hit a long sacrifice fly to center. Nobody out. Yanks lead 9-0. Pitch to Bucky. Line to center field. Lynn coming on. Makes a sliding, diving catch. Tremendous play by Lynn. And that's the only way they can get the Yankees out, with great plays. But let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
You're listening to 1460 WOKO, Albany.
Phil Dent's betting 257 going into tonight's action, of course. You'd like to get every hit you can. If he was hitting 300, ball would have dropped.
About the first one that Yastrzemski made the great play on him against the wall. He took a double off. All right, Paul Blair. Mickey Rivers, as Fran told you, was 3 for 3 in the ball game. Had to leave with a slight hamstring pull. That pitch outside, ball 1. Blair hitting 175, 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. 1 man out, Roy White down at first base. Foul outside of third. Fielded by Dick Hauser. So every Red Sox pitcher who has been on the mound here in this series thus far has been scored on. Lead of the belt. Fastball low and away, 2-1. White leads off first. Change-up down low. 3 balls and a strike. Scott holding the bag against Roy White at first. The 3-1 pitch. Little fly ball, a shallow right. Evans coming on and makes the running catch. Quick throw to first. And it gets by Scott, and White's going to go down to second base, and that'll be the 5th error of the ball game for the Red Sox. Evans made a great play. He might have hurt himself. Brohammer did not continue after that ball, and Evans saw that he had to get it, tried to throw off balance, and threw it by George Scott.
Phil, as soon as that ball was hit up, Jack Brohammer looked down at Evans, and of course you can get into a bad habit having a great outfielder behind you like Dwight Evans. Evans had to make a play in a ball that was the second baseman's ball.
Absolutely. And Evans made a great play, but will be charged with the error on his off-balance throw. As Scott tried to stretch for it, it bounced over his glove. White down at second. The 5th error for the Red Sox. And I tell you, they are playing jittery baseball. Willie Randolph reached on an error, fly to center and single to left. And Lee's pitch, line to right field, a base hit. And they're going to wave White in. Evans throw to the plate. And White scores standing up. How do you like that? I think he decoyed Fisk. If he had slid, it might have been a close play.
Yes, he did, Phil. If he slid, I believe Roy White would have been out. Fisk, of course, expecting Roy White to slide, just had a sweeping tag and missed his foot. White tagged the front of home plate. Of course, Carlton Fisk a couple years ago in a collision in Cleveland with Leron Lee injured his knee. Told me at the time, never again will he block home plate.
All right. Now Thurman Munson. Thurman has flied to left, walked, and bounced into a double play. So Willie Randolph, who was on base 5 times last night, has been on base 3 times tonight. He's at first. Another RBI for Willie. The Yankees now lead 10-0. Foul upstairs, out of play. Randolph at first with 2 men out. Stretched by Lee, and the pitch to Munson, foul back to the screen, strike 2. On deck, Reggie Jackson. Lee shakes off a couple of signs. Now he's got the one he wants. And the curve is inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Thurman, foul down the right side and out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. 2 runs in, and the Yankees leading 10-0 in the top of the 5th. Randolph leads off first. Curve, strike 3 called. Thurman knew it. But the Yankees pick up 2 more runs on 3 hits, another Red Sox error, and a man left. And at the end of 4 1/2, the Yankees 10, the Red Sox nothing.
What's the secret behind Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers? It's no secret at all.
At Wendy's, we use fresh meat instead of frozen meat. We think it's juicier.
We make our patties fresh each and every morning. Harder on us, juicier for you.
We serve every hamburger hot off the grill, never pre-cooked or warmed over.
At Wendy's, hot and juicy is not a slogan. It's the way we make our hamburgers. Know what it takes? A lot of extra work and a lot of good people. Come on in and try Wendy's old-fashioned hamburgers. Juicy meat, juicy toppings, and lots of napkins.
Wendy's, 1335 Central Avenue near Colony Center, 741 New Loudon Road, just south of Latham Circle, 3 Clifton Country Road, across from Clifton Country Mall, and now in Glenville.
Wasn't that a great holiday weekend? Full of lots of family fun and lots of pictures, too. When you get those pictures developed, take them to someone who knows how special your memories are. Take them to a store with a sign that says, "We use Kodak paper for a good look," because they know that Kodak paper can help make your pictures look their best. Get last weekend's pictures developed soon, wherever you see the Kodak paper sign.
Okay, it's a cool night here in Boston. Yankees featuring some hot bats. They've scored 10 runs on 13 hits. It's only the bottom of the 5th. The Red Sox have no runs and have only reached Jim Beattie for 1 hit. Carlton Fisk will lead off against Jim Beattie. And Scooter, did you know that general admission seats are completely sold out for next weekend's 3 Red Sox games at the stadium?
I know there are still some unreserved bleacher tickets remaining. And they'll be on sale at the stadium box office only, and that's from 9 to 5 tomorrow.
Another big series of the Red Sox.
Well, I will tell you a little more about that. Right now, Carlton Fisk has 2 quick strikes on him. This might be the game that Jim Beattie needs to make him a major league pitcher. He's been looking better and better in his last few outings. Ground ball in the hole, backhanded by Dent. The long throw in time, and they got him by half a step. 2 pretty plays by Bucky Dent deep in the hole. He threw Hobson out the 3rd inning.
Phil, there's a limit of 4 tickets per game per person. Only bleacher seats remain for next weekend's Boston games at Yankee Stadium.
All right. Brohammer swings and misses, strike 1. Brohammer struck out his first time up. Beattie has 3 strikeouts in the ball game. And slice foul back off the upper deck and onto the field.
Scooter, we're on American Forces Radio tonight.
All right. 300 stations, a lot of my buddies in the Navy.
Were you in the Navy?
Was I in the Navy?
What did you do?
You had to ask that, huh? You'd never ask that question.
Oh.
I was in the Navy. That should suffice.
Okay.
Look out, high and tight, and Brohammer sits down. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Scooter, was it our Navy?
It certainly was. But I tell you, we were fortunate that there weren't too many like me in our Navy. I was really a bad sailor. The 2-2 pitch, drive to deep center, Blair digging, and Paul is there, makes the catch. 2 men out. That'll bring up Dwight Evans, who flied to right his first time up.
Scooter, did you go on the big ships and all that?
I was on the big ships. I got seasick from the biggest ships to the smallest ships. I did not play any favorites.
Unbelievable.
The doctor told me I had chronic seasickness. I mean it.
You try to get out.
No. No way. I even enlisted. I wasn't even drafted. There's a strike.
That was before the Vietnam War.
Well before. The Second World War. Pitched Evans, swing and a miss, strike 2.
The second?
The Second World War, yes.
Wasn't the first.
Oh. 2 out. Nobody on. Yankees leading 10-0. Strike 3. Evans called out on strikes. Beatty's 4th strikeout. Beatty doesn't believe it. He's still standing out on the mound. Beatty and Evans didn't believe that was a strike. 3 up, 3 down, and at the end of 5, the Yankees 10 and the Red Sox nothing.
The day is done. Coming home. It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind. We'll go home. So just say Bud. Say Bud. Yeah, Budweiser. Absolutely the best way to call it a day. Any day. You know what I mean. But when you say Budweiser, you said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis. There are 2 things I remember about 58. I spent more on oil for my hair than on oil for my car. And I bought my first Chevy. You can buy a better truck than Champion. It's also the year I started using Champions. Now in 66, I remember 2 more things. A silver Corvette and a redhead named Georgette. No matter where you are, it's Champion. This year I got myself a Chevy wagon. And 4 more things to remember. Billy Jr., Billy Joe, Billy Jean, and Billy Bob. I've had a lot of different kinds of Chevys over the years, but one kind of spark plug, Champion. You can't buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion's #1 in the world. #1 in your car. Did I forget someone? Did I forget Billy Jack?
Good evening. I'm Doug LaRock at WOKO, Albany. Rensselaer County Executive William Murphy is predicting a tax cut for county homeowners next year. The president of the Albany Firemen's Union says he'll step down if Mayor Corning will sign their new contract by the 1st of October. County Executive Jim Coyne says Albany County is getting the raw end of a deal from the federal government, and it could cost them a lot of money. Details of these stories and others after the Yankees-Red Sox ball game here on WOKO.
Okay, the Yankees will send a pinch hitter to the plate. Cliff Johnson will bat for Reggie Jackson, top of the 6th inning. The score, the Yankees 10, the Red Sox nothing. Phil?
All right, Fran. Reggie did his job, a big 3-run homer in the 2nd inning. So Reggie will get a rest. And the pitch to Big Cliff, strike on the outside corner. It'll be Johnson, Chambliss, and Nettles. Bill Lee winds, and the changeup outside 1-1. Lee's 1-1 pitch. Big slow curve. A little bit inside 2-1. Lee has allowed 5 hits and 2 runs since coming in the ball game. Pitcher of record, though, is Jim Wright, who started. Fastball swing and a miss, 2-2. Bill Lee started to walk in. I think as Cliff Johnson swung the bat around, he hit Carlton Fisk. You don't see many catchers getting hit anymore, Fran.
No, you don't. Most of the hitters that have that big backswing will remind the catcher. George Scott.
Yes, he lets go with one hand. That's tough.
Yes, he hit me one time.
Ooh. All right, 2-2 the count. Changeup foul back to the screen. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Bill Lee with a 2-2 count on Cliff Johnson, batting for Reggie Jackson. Foul tip held by Fisk. He's out. Oh, Lee chalking up his 3rd strikeout since coming on in the ball game. And now Chris Chambliss, who has singled twice and fly to center.
Okay. Chris Chambliss. First base.
And Lee's curve is hit deep to right field. Evans going back by the warning track, and one hand. He dropped it. Holy cow. Dwight Evans, normally a sure fielder. He'll be charged with an error on that one. That's the 6th error of the ball game for the Boston Red Sox.
Until in the first game in Baltimore, big series Red Sox just completed in Baltimore. Dwight Evans made 2 errors in the first game, very costly errors. Of course, he was hit in the head about 2 weeks ago by a pitched ball and has suffered dizzy spells. Now, I don't know if that would affect him on the field. I mean, it would affect him if he was having dizzy spells.
So the Yankees still doing everything right, getting all the breaks and capitalizing on them. Greg Nettles, 0 for 3, has bounced to first, reached on an error, and flying to right. And the pitch to Greg, outside, ball 1. Wind picking up a bit now, still blowing out. Lee's 1-0 pitch, check swing, and it's low, 2-0. Fans starting to leave the ballpark. Last night they really left early. Line drive, base hit, right field. And Chambliss being waved home. Evans' throw not nearly in time, and the Yankees lead 11-0 as Greg Nettles comes through with a line single to right and an RBI. And Lou Piniella, we told you now, Lou has an excellent chance to hit for the cycle. He tripled his first time up, doubled his second time up, homered his third time up, and all he needs is a single. One of the most difficult things to do, I think, Fran Healy, as a hitter.
Yes, it is, so of course, Piniella has percentages on his side. All he needs is the single, the easiest of the 4.
Thing is, he's hitting the ball so hard, might be tough for him to get just a single.
Right.
right, one out. Nettles at first. And the pitch to Piniella. Slow bounce to second base. Throw hammer up. Throw to first. They've got Lou. And he tapped Scott on the back. He almost ran into Big George. 2 men out. Nettles down to second base. And that'll bring up Roy White. Roy has singled twice and fly to left field. Pitch down low to Roy, ball one. 11-0, the Yankees lead. Change up low, 2-0. Curve fouled into the glove of Fisk. 2-1. On deck, Bucky Dent. Fourteen hits for the Yankees. Last night they had 21. Fly ball right center field. Evans is over there. Backing up and makes the catch. But the Yankees pick up another run on a hit, an error, a man left, and at the end of 5.5, the Yankees 11, the Red Sox nothing.
Cohoes Tobacco Company has more to offer than the name implies. Cohoes Tobacco is helping Zenith celebrate both their 60th anniversary and the manufacturing of the 20 millionth Zenith color television set. In fact, Zenith is offering a cash rebate on 25-inch diagonal Zenith System 3 console or table TVs. This cash rebate of up to $60 can be yours depending on the model you purchase. All you have to do is buy one of the qualifying Zenith models, fill out the money-back coupon from Cohoes Tobacco Company, and send the coupon back to Zenith with your owner's registration card as proof of purchase. You'll get a check direct from Zenith. And while you're at Cohoes Tobacco, see the complete line of Zenith color TVs, Zenith black and white portables, and Zenith stereo equipment. Now is the time to buy a new Zenith color TV with a cash rebate on certain models. The place, Cohoes Tobacco Company, 60 Remsen Street, Cohoes. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5:30, Friday nights till 9. Closed Sunday and Monday. Cohoes Tobacco Company, with more to offer than the name implies.
Edwin McEnany of Kansas, how long do you want your car to last?
Well, why not 1,000,000 miles? I've got over 95,000, and I have an investment in this car, so I take good care of it. Regular tune-ups, regular oil changes, and I use nothing but Quaker State motor oil because I believe in it.
America's best-selling motor oil can't promise everyone that mileage, but Quaker State helps cars last, and that's a fact.
Change to Quaker State. Quaker State helps cars last.
Right field,
21. Okay, Lou Piniella moves from right field to left field for the Yankees, and Jay Johnstone goes to right field. Roy White is out of the ballgame on the scoreboard. Baltimore 3, Toronto 3 after 6. Detroit 4, Cleveland 2 after 3. Seattle nothing. The White Sox now batting in the bottom of the first inning. No score, Milwaukee and Minnesota after 3. The Royals and the Angels. The A's and the Rangers later start.
All right, Big George Scott, line to right field first time up. Pitch inside, ball one.
National League, the Mets 1, the Pirates nothing. There's a rain delay at Shea Stadium. Chicago 2, Montreal nothing after 6.
Foul tip that Munson holds, 1-1.
Philadelphia 1, the Cards nothing. Final score, first game of 2. It's tied up Philly and the Cards in the second game after 5.5, 1 apiece. San Diego 2, Cincinnati 1 after 4.5.
The 1-1 pitch, high, 2-1.
The Giants 6, the Braves 3 after 6.5. And Houston 2 to Dodgers nothing after 3.
All right, here the Yankees leading 11-0. There's a drive deep to right. Jay Johnstone, back on the warning track, makes the catch. So Scott has hit 2 shots to right field. Pinella caught one, a line drive, and Johnstone went back to the track to get that one. Butch Hobson, the batter. He was robbed of a base hit on a fine play by Bucky Dent back in the 3rd inning. Red Sox have only 1 base hit. Fred Lynn doubled in the 1st inning. And Beatty's pitch to Hobson, fouled back, strike 1. High and tight. Hobson sits down, 1-1. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch inside, 2-2. Jim Beatty has been sensational. He's retired 15 in a row since Lynn got that base hit. The 2-2 pitch, high fly to right. Jay Johnstone moving in under it. Loses the hat, but makes the catch. And 2 men are out.
Phil Beatty seems to have an overpowering fastball. All the balls the Red Sox hit with any authority in the right field.
That's right. The right-hand batter's not pulling him. And the left-hand batter's not doing too good a job either. Lynn's double was to the opposite field. Burleson has struck out and bounced to second. And he fouls one back, strike 1. The 1-strike pitch, outside, 1-1. 11-14-0 for the Yankees. For the Red Sox, no runs on 1 hit and 6 big errors. High, 2-1. Tomorrow it'll be Guidry for the Yankees and Sunday Figueroa. The 2-1 pitch bounced slowly, foul to third, picked up by Eddie Yost, pretty good third baseman in his day. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Just inside, 3-2. Remember, Beatty has retired 16 in a row, has not walked anybody, but he's got a full count on Burleson. The payoff pitch. Struck him out. Holy cow, what a job Beatty has done for 6 innings. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 6, the Yankees 11 and the Red Sox nothing.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Specs, makers of fine athletic shoes for basketball, tennis, jogging, or just hanging around New York. Specs stay light on your feet even when the going gets heavy. They're flexible to keep up with all your moves and durable to outlast your competition. And you can find Specs athletic shoes at over 600 fine stores in and around New York City. No matter what your game is, there's a Specs shoe to get you to the top and keep you there.
The day is done. Coming home. It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind. So just say bud. And pour the king of beer and settle back and be yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
We have a message for all our listeners in the New York metropolitan area. This Tuesday, September 12th, for one day only, New York Yankee baseball will be heard on WVNJ, the voice of New Jersey, 620 on the AM dial. This change is due to Wynn's coverage of the New York primary on that day. That's Tuesday, September 12th. New York Yankee baseball will be heard on WVNJ 620 on the AM dial. Pre-game show time is 7:45. Game time, 8 p.m. Now here with the play-by-play, Mr. Frank Messer.
Thank you, Fran Healy. The Red Sox have a new right fielder, Gary Hancock, and the batter is Bucky Dent. It's a one-hopper off the chest of Hobson. He picks it up and guns him out on a good throw to first base. Now 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
Good evening. I'm Doug LaRock at WOKO Albany. In the news, the president of the Albany Firemen's Union says he'll step down if Mayor Corning will sign that new contract with the union by October the 1st. I'll have the details on this story and many others after the Yankees-Red Sox game here on WOKO.
Well, we'd like to wish you a very, very good evening wherever you might be listening to New York Yankee baseball as we come your way from Fenway Park in Boston. The Yankees lead 11-0. Paul Blair's the batter for the second time since replacing Mickey Rivers, and Bill Lee's pitch is foul down the first base line, strike one. Mickey Rivers suffered a slight hamstring pull, beating out an infield hit for his third hit in his many at-bats in the third inning. Blair went in to run for him and stayed in to play center field. Paul flied out to the right fielder, Dwight Evans, his first time up. Now Evans is out and Hancock is playing right. Lee's pitch coming, curveball, check swing, foul. I have to think, seeing Evans battle three fly balls out there, drop one of them, that he may just be suffering still from that beating he took. Fran Healy might be a little bit dizzy looking up. He just has not looked steady out there in the outfield.
No, he hasn't. Of course, one of the best outfielders in all of baseball.
0-2 pitch to Paul. Line foul outside of first. Red Sox have committed 6 errors in this ball game, and Blair on that one broke his back. Yankees 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors. Boston no runs, only 1 hit, 6 errors. And very quietly in this ball game, Jim Beattie has retired 17 consecutive Red Sox hitters.
Of course, he's doing it close to home.
Yeah, that's very true. I know you got to plug in there for the New England land.
Oh, I'm sure he gets sky high to pitch here in Fenway Park.
0-2 pitch. Blair takes it high and away.
Of course, even the guys from California, when they're out there in Anaheim, Oakland, they're sky high, a little bit higher than usual.
Well, the Yankees are high for this series, and the Red Sox are low, and the Red Sox are just playing unbelievably bad baseball. Blair hits one just foul outside of third. The count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. These clubs meet again tomorrow afternoon. Ron Guidry and Dennis Eckersley, the 2 aces of the respective staffs. Pardon me. Blair sits down from a high inside pitch. Of course, Jim Beattie, I think, read the papers today like we all did and feels he has a little tradition to uphold. It's been a bad year in Boston for Dartmouth College alumni. Blair swings at an inside pitch and lofts it out at a shallow left. Yastrzemski coming in and makes a basket catch. Blair is out. The pitch seemed to be well out of the strike zone. Way in on him. He hit it off the bat handle and looped it to Yaz.
Of course, that pitch always looks good to Paul Blair because he's falling away from the plate. He feels he can handle that ball.
Willie Randolph will step in, 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Takes the Bill Lee breaking ball inside. Lee is the 3rd pitcher used by the Bo Sox. Jim Wright started. Tom Bergmeyer relieved in the 2nd. Lee came on to pitch starting the 3rd. He drops this one in for a strike, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, not on. The pitch down low. In 1 inning so far tonight, the Yankees have been set down in order. That was in the 4th. This pitch is low and outside. In the 4th inning, Reggie struck out. Chambliss flied to center and Nuttles flied to right. The Yankees did not score in the 3rd inning, but they had 2 base runners. Ground ball is hit slowly to third. They'll let it roll, and it does go foul. There was no chance for Hobson to throw Randolph out, so he let the ball go, and it wound up foul. 3-2 on Willie.
Pitchers for tomorrow's ball game. Ron Guidry, who's 20-2 against Dennis Eckersley. Eckersley 16-6. Pre-game show 2 o'clock. Game time 2:20.
That's going to be a fine pitching matchup. We'll see how they come out of it. I don't believe Guidry has started up here at Fenway this year, has he, Fran?
No, he hasn't. He's missed every series up here.
3-2 to Randolph. Bill Lee, the left-hander, winds. Here's the pitch. Walked in. Ball 4. So the Yankees do get a base runner here in the 7th.
And Frank, about a month ago, Bob Lemon was thinking about the Red Sox. He scheduled Guidry in 1 start to have him ready for the Red Sox series here in Boston and also in New York.
Throw to first base. Randolph gets back. Lee almost caught him. Let's see if Guidry starts tomorrow. I presume he would start then Friday against the Red Sox in New York.
Right.
Thurman Munson takes a pitch low. Ball 1.
Sunday it'll be Figueroa against Bob Sproul.
Yankees, if they win this one, would cut the Bo Sox lead to only 2 games. Bill Lee's pitch. There's the Ephus pitch. Big floater. Blooper pitch, and it missed a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. The Yankees are out in front, 11-0 here in the 7th inning. Randolph at first, 2 outs. Munson swings. It's a fly ball deep center, but Lynn will get to it. And he makes the catch to retire the side. At the end of 6.5, it's New York 11 and Boston nothing.
Come in.
Oh, great master, I have traveled far to seek your wisdom. Speak to me.
Close the door. It's cold.
Sir, I crave the meaning of life.
How do you earn your bread, my son?
Well,
do you till the soil?
No.
Do you tend sheep?
I'm in advertising, sir. Advertising.
Fascinating.
Yes, sir, I'm in a big hurry. I have to be in Fiji tomorrow to shoot a television commercial.
Fiji?
Yeah, we found a place there that looks exactly like Columbus, Ohio.
Why not go to Columbus, Ohio?
Look, I'm just here for some wisdom.
All right, let me check my wisdom book, see what we can
thank
find.
you. Yeah.
Go with radio.
What?
Looks to me like a fantastic buy.
I wanted important wisdom.
This is important. Listen, newspaper cost per thousand is up 99% since 1967. TV is up 90%.
Sir.
But radio cost is only up 38%.
38%.
And it says radio's audience is bigger than ever.
But what about happiness and stuff?
Use radio. It's great impact at a price you can still afford, and you'll be very happy.
That's it?
Yeah. And when you go out, close the door real tight, because it's cold in here.
I'm Bob Hesse. Let's talk about how radio can work for you. Call me at 449-1460 WOKO.
For a limited time only, Swire Appliance, 14 South Pearl Street in downtown Albany, is offering a spectacular buy on a family-sized 2-door Frigidaire refrigerator freezer for only $399, featuring Frigidaire's cyclomatic partial automatic defrosting system. You eliminate the messy, time-consuming chore of defrosting the fresh food section. Separate freezer compartment offers a full-width door shelf for bookcase package storage. Many other Frigidaire features, too. And remember, you can finance your purchase right there. Swire Appliance, your Frigidaire Zenith dealer at 14 South Pearl Street, just in from State Street in downtown Albany.
Okay, Freddie Lynn will lead it off for the Boston Red Sox here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He'll be followed by Jim Rice and then Carl Yastrzemski. The Yankees with 11 runs on 14 hits, no errors. The Red Sox, no runs, only 1 hit, and 6 costly errors. Frank?
All right, Willie Randolph is now being given a rest. Fred Stanley has come out to play second base for the Yankees.
Infield now, Nettles, Dent, Stanley, and Chambliss. A little surprised at Thurman Munson catching all the way in this ball game, but he is still in there. Well, Thurman might have wanted or been given a rest.
33,134.
First pitch to Lynn, misses low from Beatty. Paid attendance, 33,134. Beatty's pitch, swing, and a foul back off of Munson. 1 ball to 1 strike. Jim Beatty has retired 17 straight batters. The only Bo Sox base runner was Fred Lynn, who doubled between Nettles and the bag in the first inning. Beatty working quickly. The ball is fouled back over the roof to our left. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Popped up foul outside of third. Nettles over near the dugout and reaches in the seats and holds on. He caught it. Gray caught it. He caught it right over the Yankee guest box by the dugout. They better have gotten out of his way. Every ballpark assigns a section of box seats as the executive visiting box. And Nettles leaned right in there and made the catch. 1 away, and Jim Rice steps in. Right-hand hitter, swings and fouls one back off the screen, strike 1. Beatty has now retired 18 straight Bo Sox batters. The Yankees lead 11-0. Beatty turns it loose, swing and a miss. Good fastball. Again, we had the oddity in this game we had last night of a Yankee hitter going 3 for 3 before the Bo Sox had batted around. The 0-2 pitch, fouled out of play. Tonight, Mickey Rivers had gone 3 for 3 before either Scott or Hobson had come to bat for Boston for the first time. Last night, Thurman Munson had gone 3 for 3 before Hobson came up. I'd never seen it happen before, and now it's 2 nights in a row. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball in the hole. Dent can't get it. Base hit. And the string ends at 17 straight. Or rather 18 straight. 18 straight men retired by Beatty until the base hit by Jim Rice. Well, the Red Sox have their second hit of the ball game. Rice down at first, and Carl Yastrzemski is the batter. Yaz is struck out and grounded out to second base. Beatty's pitch, breaking ball is in, ball 1. First time tonight, Johnny Pesky, the first base coach, has had anybody to talk to. Lynn didn't even look at him when he ran out his double. Low and in, ball 2. Chambliss is playing behind Rice. The Yankees lead 11-0. Beatty delivers. Yes, it's a bouncing ball. Chambliss backhands it, fires to dead out at second, back to first. Double play, Beatty taking the throw. A 3-6-1 double play retires the Red Sox in the 7th. And at the end of 7 innings, the score, New York 11 and Boston nothing.
When do you think Budweiser? Whenever the moment is right for a great beer. When do you think Budweiser? Whenever the good times are moving to right here. After the work is done, while you're still having fun, the king of beer is waiting for your call. When you say Budweiser, you said it all.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
I've got grease on my fingers, oil on my shoes, I'm always under the hood. But I wouldn't change places with anyone else, even if I could. I work Worked on every car, big and small, every kind of engine too. And there's one thing that applies to them all, whether they're old or new. You can't buy better blood for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy better blood no matter where you are than Champion. Champion's number one in the world, they're number one in your car. Some folks don't mind working in a big place, being part of a team. I prefer just me and that engine, nobody in between. You can't buy better blood for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy better blood no matter where you are than Champion. Champion's number one in the world, they're number one in your car. No, you can't buy better blood for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy better blood no matter where you are than Champion. No, you can't.
After the Red Sox, the tough Milwaukee Brewers will be at the stadium Monday and Tuesday, the 18th and 19th. ISO, Bando, and Money will be in with the Brewers. They hold a 9-4 edge in the season series. Good seats still available. In the American League, home run leaders, Jim Rice right here in Boston leads the league with 38. Norman Thomas, the Brewers, 31, and Don Baylor of the Angels with 30. Frank?
Cliff Johnson leads off the 8th inning and takes the ball outside. Cliff batted for Reggie Jackson in the 6th, struck out, and became the designated hitter. Bill Lee's offering. Curveball is outside. Ball 2. The Yankees lead 11-0. The Yankees have 14 hits. Both Sox have committed 6 errors. Ball 3 is outside.
Frank on the scoreboard. Baltimore 5, Toronto 3, and that's after 8. Detroit 4, Cleveland 2 after 4.5. Seattle and Chicago. Chicago 1, Seattle nothing after 1. Milwaukee 3, Minnesota nothing after 4.
Let's see if they have Johnson taking. They do. Yankees have very simple signs. Johnson looked down to Dick Hauser to see if he could swing, and Hauser put up 3 fingers on one hand, 1 on the other, said, "You can swing when it's 3-1. Now it's 3-1, and he swings and bounces one to third. Hobson grabs it off. The throw to first, and he's out.
Frank, it's obvious Cliff wants to hit the ball completely out of Boston. The short porch in left field. Cliff over-swinging. When you over-swing, what happens is you will move your head. Most important part of hitting a baseball is to watch the baseball. Kansas City to California and Texas at open later starts. The Mets 1, the Pirates nothing after 1. The Cubs 2, Montreal nothing after 7 innings. First game a doubleheader. The Phillies won that ball game 1-0 over the Cards. In the second game it's tied 1 apiece after 7. San Diego 2, Cincinnati 1 in the middle of the 6th inning in Cincinnati.
Chris Chandler swings and misses a curveball from Bill Lee.
The Giants lead the Braves 6-5, middle of the 8th inning. It's the Houston Astros 3, the Dodgers nothing after 5.
0-1 pitch to Chris. The Ephus pitch is high and in. Chambliss has had 2 hits in 4 at-bats, driven in a run and scored twice. Chris leads the Yankees in RBIs now with 83 and smashes this one to first. Scott drops it, picks it up, throws to first. He's safe, and that'll be another error. That is the 7th Boston error of this ball game. 7 errors. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either, Frank. I never thought I'd see today a ball club with the defense a Boston Red Sox have would make 7 errors. Of course, hills and valleys, baseball, a game of hills and valleys right now. The Red Sox in one of the valleys.
The Boston Red Sox committing 7 errors in this game. Little footnote on fielding. The Yankees are 2nd in the league in team defense, just behind the Baltimore Orioles. The Yankees have committed 101 errors on the year. The Orioles have committed 98. They're the only team with fewer errors than the Yankees on the season.
And Frank, the Red Sox, a good defensive ball club.
Greg Nettles swings and misses. Red Sox are. They're a good defensive club, and I just cannot believe the baseball they're playing. It's just, you see it happen, you don't believe it. They've now committed 127 errors with the 7 tonight. They had 2 by Dwight Evans, 2 by Fisk, 1 by Burleson, 1 by Bergmeyer when he was pitching, and now 1 by Scott. Greg Nuttles is 1 for 4. The pitch to him taken for a strike, and it's 0-2.
And Frank, many of the 33,134 customers tonight have left the park.
Last night they had the biggest 9:30 traffic jam in the history of Boston. That was the 5th inning. Nettles takes low and outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long about then, the Yankees built up a 12-0 lead. Yankees are now leading 11-0 here in the 8th inning. 1 out. Chambliss down at first. Scott's playing behind him. And the 1-2 to Nettles struck him out. Or did it? Nope. Foul tip, and it was not held, so he's still alive. Ball was down at the feet of Carlton Fisk.
Frank, and the ball did hit Fisk's glove and then dropped to the ground. If the ball hits the glove or the bare hand and is caught off the equipment, it's a strike.
It's got to hit the glove with the bare hand first.
Right.
1-2 pitch. Ground ball hit to first base. Scott's got it, and he'll tag Nettles out down the line. Chambliss moves to second. There are 2 away. Well, Lupinella gets another shot to go. Nope, he does not. Because Gary Thomason is going to bat for him. So I'd say Lupinella would have another shot to go for the cycle. Lou has had triple, doubled, and homered. But Gary Thomason now will bat for him. Lupinella getting the 3 most difficult hits. The most difficult of the cycle, the triple he got first. Then he got a double, then he homered, then he grounded out. So Gary Thomason now batting for Piniella. Gary is hitting .227, 8 homers, 34 runs batted in. Lee delivers a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Very happy to have our listeners down in southern Florida tonight on WIOD. They usually carry our games only on Saturday and Sunday, but they're picking up this Red Sox series. Thomason swings and misses. So welcome to our southern Florida Yankee fans, and Red Sox fans too, for that matter. I understand they carry some Red Sox games down there too. Well, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast. 1-1 pitch. Strike called on Gary. I met an old friend of you folks down there in Miami, up here in Boston. Did a lot of sports telecasting there in Miami. Roger Twyble now makes his home up here. Healthy and happy. Pitches inside, and the count is 2-2 on Thomason. I was kidding, Roger. I said, I'll be out there fishing, playing golf in December and January. I'll think about you up here in the snow. 2-2 pitch. Line to right field. That's a base hit. Chambliss will score. Thomason holds with a single, and Chambliss scores. The Yankees lead 12-0. Well, Thomason batting for Piniella finished up the cycle. He got the single.
He'll donate it to Lou Piniella.
That'll be the day. That'll be the day when a hitter donates a base hit. Run batted in.
Boy, this is just unbelievable. The Yankees now with 12 runs. The Red Sox have yet to score. Jim Beattie with a 2-hitter.
That was the 15th hit for the Yankees. Jay Johnstone steps in, batting for the first time. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Johnstone is hitting .250, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. That's a ball inside. The count evens 1-1. Ron Guidry for the Yankees tomorrow. Dennis Eckersley for the Bo Sox. Between them, they have won 36 and lost 8. This ball is hit in the air to right field, not too deep, coming hard, won't be able to get it. Hancock couldn't reach it. That drops for the base hit. Thomason goes to third, and Johnstone is on with base hit number 16. Two outs, runners on the corners. Bucky Dent will step in. Bucky Dent and Thurman Munson are the only Yankees who have not hit in this ball game. That even includes the pinch hitters and second men around, with the exception of Cliff Johnson. Lee kicks and delivers a curve low and inside. The exodus from Fenway Park continues. Fans leaving. 1-0 pitch is lined to center. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes Thomason in to score. Johnstone stops at second, and the Yankees lead 13-0. So Bucky Dent joins the ranks of the hitters tonight with a second run batted in, giving him 32 on the year. Swings on the first pitch, grounds it to Burleson, who flips it to the second baseman, Brohammer, to retire the side. The Yankees get two and leave two, and at the end of 7.5, it is now New York 13 and Boston nothing.
Don't give me a lot of chicken fat. Oh, hi. This is Charlie Huddle. Excuse me, I'm on the phone. Listen, Clown, the ball game is on, and we'll be on with the talk show right after the post-game shows. What do you mean putting you off? Why, you paltry pipsqueak, you just call back after the game, and I'll deal with you. I can't talk now, you half-wit. I'm on the air. This is WOKO. We'll take your calls right after the post-game shows. Stay tuned. Look, Fritterface, call after the game. Good. I hope you do. Goodbye. You're invited to call in. We'll talk about whatever you want. You want trouble? Good. After the game, you call 438-4511, WOKO.
Rutland Lumber's gigantic summer clearance sale continues. They found more items that they must sell at greatly reduced prices, but hurry, stocks are limited on some items. For example, paneling, 3/16-inch, 4x8 American oak, now just $3.99 a sheet. U.S. gypsum sheetrock, 3/8-inch, 4x8, now just $2.84 a sheet, plus much, much more. Rutland Lumber's gigantic summer clearance sale. All items cash and carry, all sales final, subject to stock on hand. Hurry to Rutland Lumber, 1997 Central Avenue in Colony.
Defensive replacements for the New York Yankees. Dennis Sherrill goes to third base to replace Greg Nettles. At first base, Jim Spencer replaces Chris Chambers. Behind the plate, Mike Heath for Thurman Munson, and Gary Thomason goes to left field for Lou Piniella. Carlton Fisk steps in to face Jim Beattie. The score, the Yankees 13, the Red Sox nothing. Frank?
Hi, Fran Healy. Carlton Fisk has popped up and grounded out. Bucky Dent, the only Yankee to go all the way now, he and Beattie. Well, what an oddity that is to see 7 changes and the pitcher not being one of them.
Right.
Beattie's first pitch to Fisk. Taken low outside. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
You're listening to 1460 WOKO, Albany.
1-0 pitch, high and tight. 2 balls and no strikes. Yankees now with Thomason in left, Blair in center, Johnstone in right, Sherrill at third, Dent at short, Stanley at second, Spencer at first, and Heath catching. Beattie's pitch hit the bat and fouled off on a check swing. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Frank, in the runs batted in department in the American League, Jim Rice leads the league with 121, Rusty Staub with 107, and Larry Heisel 99.
And Beatty's 2-1 pitch over the head of Fisk. I don't think it hit him. I think it hit off Munson's mitt. Fisk is sitting there on the ground. Gets up, takes the bat back. He had to sit down in a hurry. That was bad. Fisk is heaving a big sigh of relief. It came off of Heath's mitt. That was close to hitting Fisk right on the top of the head. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Yankees lead 13-0. Beatty turns it loose, inside and walked him. That is the first walk given up by Beatty tonight. Beatty has allowed 2 hits, now 1 walk. He has struck out 5. The batter will be Jack Brohammer. Spencer lets Beatty know he's going to play behind the runner. Brohammer, left-hand hitter, is struck out and fly to center. Beatty comes set on the pitch. Strike 1 called. Red Sox have been shut out only 3 times this year. He swings and misses. Strike 2 on Brohammer. Just a footnote on baseball occurred to me. I saw a little note in the paper today that Jim Bowden has been called up by the Atlanta Braves, and he's going to pitch against the Dodgers Sunday.
Knuckleball pitcher.
I guess.
Used to be overpowering.
0-2 to Brohammer. Line down toward the left field corner, and it is a foul ball in the seats.
Frank, some of the leading hitters in the National League. Parker, Pittsburgh, 317. Burroughs, Atlanta, 315. Buckner, Chicago, 314. Cruz, Houston, 308. He's tied with Clark of San Francisco at 308.
All right, Fran, and the 0-2 pitch again to Brohammer. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Yankees lead the game by a score of 13-0. 2 runs in the first, 6 in the second, 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, and 2 in the eighth. Beatty's pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Strikes out Brohammer for the second time. Talk about some young ball players. The Toronto Blue Jays will be at Yankee Stadium September 26th, 27th, and 28th. And then the Yankees close out the season playing host to the Cleveland Indians the weekend of the 29th. Those games are Friday the 29th, Saturday the 30th, which will be Fan Appreciation Day, and the final game of the season, Sunday, October 1st. So get your tickets today. Gary Hancock is batting for the first time. He's hitting .214, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. He takes a ball. Swings and foul tips this one in the mitt, 1-1. Beatty now has struck out 6 men. Fisk leads at first. Beatty sets, and the pitch to Hancock, left-hand hitter, outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. George Scott is on deck. Beatty so far has faced only 2 over the minimum. Strike called, and it's 2-2. Yankees out in front, 13-0. The quietest I've ever heard Fenway Park last night and again tonight. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Looped foul outside of third. No chance for Sherrill.
Frank Beatty ahead of the hitters all night. Ever since he got this lead, he's picked up his pace. He's been working quicker, a lot easier to play a defense behind him.
Two and two pitch. Foul back off the mask of Mike Heath. advertising airplane flying overhead with a advertising message for a political candidate whose name we'll not mention, but I think he picked a bad time to be campaigning. The Red Sox lose at 13-0. Everybody out to go say, I don't give a whether he runs or gets elected or not. 3-2 as the pitch is outside. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 13-0 here in the 8th inning. And the 3-2 pitch. Fouled out of play again on the left side. Well, the Yankees fighting back behind 14 games on July the 19th. And when this game is over, if the score stands, the Yankees lead by 13 runs. They'll trail by only 2. Beatty's pitch, lined over the head of Bucky Dent, base hit into left field. Fisk will try for third, and Thomason boots the ball around for a bit. He'll not get an error. Throws into second base, and the Red Sox have their biggest threat, runners at first and third.
Frank Hancock hit a rocket out there in left field. Tough ball for Gary Thomas into field cleanly, kicked it around, allowed Fisk to go from first to third.
George Scott will step in. Scott is lined to right and fly to right. Hit the ball both times to the opposite field. Beatty comes set, and the pitch to Scott. Slider is over for a called strike. Butch Hobson is on deck. The Yankees lead 13-0. Beatty ready and deals. Inside to Scott. 1-1. This situation Scott likes when he's up there with men on base. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball, it's strike 2, ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strike pitch will be coming down from Beatty to George Scott. Runners first and third, 1 out. Here it comes, and it's fouled out of play on the first base side. State attendance tonight, 33,134. They had a little better than 34,000 out here last night. Starting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, the only games remaining for the Red Sox series in New York will go on sale. The only tickets remaining. Swing and a miss by Scott. Well, Beatty gets his 7th strikeout as he fans George Scott with a slow breaking ball. And he'll work now to Hobson. Unreserved bleacher-type seats go on sale tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock at the stadium for next weekend. Hobson leans away from an inside pitch. Wasn't that close to him. Ball 1. Time is called as Paul Blair chases something down, and looked like a baseball got loose somewhere out there. He tosses it into the Boston bullpen. Nobody is warming up. Beatty's pitch, swing and a miss by Hobson. Hobson is grounded out on a fine play by Bucky Dent at shortstop and also applied to right field. Yankees lead 13-0 here in the 8th. Pitch on the way. Foul straight back. Ron Guidry, 20-2 tomorrow against Dennis Eckersley, who has won 16 and lost 6. 1-2 pitch. Just a bit inside. Awfully close. Too close to take, really. The Red Sox tomorrow afternoon will go over 2 million in home attendance. They passed the 1,990,000 mark tonight. And the pitch, line down the right side, foul ball off the box seat wall. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Butch Hobson. Both Hobson and his father before him were quarterbacks for Bear Bryant down at the University of Alabama. Hard-nosed youngster playing hurt. Leans away from an inside pitch. 3-2.
Of course, Frank, all the players respect him for that also. He could easily say, my elbow's sore, take me out of the lineup. But he knows the Red Sox need him. Very important part of his ball club.
3-2 pitch. Hancock will be running, and he strikes out. Beatty strikes out the side. No runs, a base hit, 2 men left at the end of 8. The score, New York 13 and Boston nothing.
Where the roads unwind with travelers, with friends, with family, with people going places, seeing all there is to see. Where the ride is always sure and smooth, you'll find the trusted friend you've always known. It's Firestone. Firestone, Firestone, Firestone. Where the family car is moving, where a night truck fights the rain, where the race cars scream around the track, where the tractors farm the plains. Wherever wheels are rolling, no matter what's the road, the name that's known is Firestone, where the rubber meets the road. Firestone, Firestone, Firestone.
Hey, Frank, let's talk about Reggie.
Well, Bill, the man's great. He had 5 home runs and 1 World Series.
Frank?
He set 9 new records.
No, Frank.
Yes, he did, and he tied 4 others.
No, Frank, I meant let's talk about Reggie, the new candy hit. You've only got 44 of them in your pocket.
Oh, you mean this, Reggie? Well, they're great, too. I love that chewy caramel, those crunchy peanuts, that smooth chocolatey coating.
But, Frank, 44 of them?
Why not? If they're good enough to be named after Reggie Jackson, they're good enough for me.
Too good, Frank.
We have a message for all our listeners in the New York metropolitan area. This Tuesday, September 12th, for one day only, New York Yankee baseball will be heard on WBNJ, the voice of New Jersey, 620 on the AM dial. This change is due to Wynn's coverage of the New York primary on that day. That's Tuesday, September 12th. New York Yankee baseball will be heard on WBNJ, 620 on the AM dial. Pre-game show time is 7:45. Game time, 8 p.m. Fred Stanley steps in to face the spaceman, Bill Lee. Top of the 9th. The score, an unbelievable 13-0. The Yankees with 17 hits. The Red Sox with 3. Frank?
All right, first pitch to Stanley is in for a call strike. Bill Lee came on to start the 3rd inning. Stanley swings. It's a ground ball to 3rd. Hobson to his left has it, throws in the dirt, but Scott comes up with it. And Stanley is out. Fred was batting for the first time, a .229 hitter. One down, and Mike Heath will bat for the first time. Heath is hitting .250.
Mike Heath, catcher.
Thurman Munson, the only Yankee to go without a hit. Thurman came to bat 5 times, walking once, official 0 for 4. Heath up for the first time and swings and misses, strike 1. Cliff Johnson is on deck. The Yankees lead 13-0. In 2 games here at Fenway now, the Yankees have pounded out 38 base hits. Slow curve is looped out into shallow right field. Hancock coming. He's there, and the right fielder's got it. 2 away. And now Cliff Johnson. Cliff is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. Reggie Jackson started the game as the designated hitter and hit a 3-run home run in the second inning. It was Reggie's 21st homer of the year, giving him 77 runs batted in. Pitch to Johnson. Drops low, ball 1. Yankees and the Bo Sox tomorrow afternoon. Ron Guidry and Dennis Eckersley. Strike called. Guidry 20-2, Eckersley 16-6. Sunday afternoon, Ed Figueroa 15-9 against the rookie Bobby Sproul, who is 0-1, has had only 1 major league ball game. Slow breaking ball misses high, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. They swing the defense well around to the left side for Johnson. 2-1 pitch. Taken for a strike, and it's 2-2. Lee looks in, has his sign. No, he doesn't have it. Steps back off. Now he's ready. Left-hander deals 2-2, and behind Johnson. Threw the ball behind him. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think it's kind of a surprise tonight. Last night, Carlton Fisk removed from the ball game, rested. Tonight, catching the whole ball game.
He is really slowed down as if he is hurting out there. 3-2 pitch to Johnson. Hit in the air to center field. Lynn circles back, now comes in, makes the catch to retire the side in order. At the end of 8.5 innings, it's the Yankees 13 and the Red Sox nothing.
Dear Jane, although my love for you could never be expressed in material ways, please accept as a pitifully inadequate token the following. 1 Marsh Hallman Chevette hatchback, 1 Chevy Malibu wagon, seating 6, 1 tough Hallman truck with AM/FM stereo 8-track and comfort tilt steering.
Chevy buyers.
Okay, smile everybody. That's it.
These are times of your life that are special. Times to remember in pictures. When you get those pictures developed, take them to someone who knows how special those memories are. Take them to a store with a sign that says, "We use Kodak paper for a good look." Because they know Kodak paper can help make your pictures look their best. Get your pictures developed soon, wherever you see the Kodak paper sign.
At shortstop for the Yankees, in the bottom of the 9th, Domingo Ramos replaces Bucky Dent. So, now it's official. Everybody's been replaced, Frank.
Evan Ramos in his Major League debut. Pitch to the right-hand hitting Burleson is grounded through the left side. It's a base hit into left field. So Burleson, after going 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground-out, singles opening up the 9th inning. That's only the 4th hit off Beatty in the ball game. The batter is Fred Lynn. Domingo Ramos at shortstop. Pitch to Lynn, swing and a miss.
Frank Beatty threw an excellent curveball right there to Freddie Lynn. Tonight, Beatty's had a great curveball, good fastball, overpowering fastball. And he's been getting ahead of the hitters.
Name of the game, get ahead of the hitters, make them swing at your pitch. Swing and a miss again by Lynn. Domingo Ramos, now at shortstop for the Yankees, is from Santiago, Dominican Republic. Still makes his home there. Foul ball back by Lynn. Lynn doubled in the first inning. Died at second base. And then Beatty retired 18 straight batters until Jim Rice singled in the seventh. Beatty turns it loose, and it's hit in the air to left field down the line. In comes Thomason. He is there, and he makes the catch. Well, the last time the Yankees played up here in Boston, they were forced to use some minor league players because of injuries. Tonight, they're using their minor league players because they've got a 13-run lead. Breaking in, Dennis Sherrill, Domingo Ramos, Mike Heath doing the catching. Jim Rice up now, 1 for 3. The pitch to him, foul back. Carl Yastrzemski is on deck. Beatty stretches, drops the hands, and the pitch hit him. Rice is hit by the pitch. Jim Rice is hit by the pitch, very upset. Now tosses the bat away and starts his stroll down to first base.
Frank, he got hit with a good Jim Beatty fastball.
Got him on the left arm.
Had a sting. A little cool tonight. Beatty threw a good heater right there.
Rice is glaring over at Beatty as he goes down to first base. Well, the Red Sox have runners on at first and second, 1 out. And Yastrzemski, the batter, takes high for a ball. Heath drops it, but the runners do not try to advance. Heath goes out now to talk to Beatty. The 6th time this year Beatty has hit a batter. Known to have spells of wildness early in the year. Pretty well settled down, though, late in the season. Next pitch, Yaz takes it high. Fifth time this year, Rice has been hit by a pitch. 2-0 Diaz. Hit in the air to left center field. That's a long run for everybody, but left fielder Thomason gets there, makes the catch. Fires the ball back into second base, and there are 2 down. So Beatty has 1 more hitter to go to get his shutout, which would be his first if he gets it in the major leagues. It would also be his first complete game if he pitches it. Carlton Fisk is the batter. Fisk, right-hand hitter, is 0 for 2. Fouls the first one back, strike 1. Jack Brohammer's on deck. Ramos shades a couple of steps in the hole on Fisk. Stanley at second, a couple of steps toward the bag. The outfield plays into pull. 1 strike deal is over his head. Second time Fisk has had to duck a pitch. Beatty stabs the pitching rubber, waiting for Fisk to get back in there. Hey, big boy might have another one of those. You never know. 2 on, 2 gone. There's the set, and the pitch coming. Foul, back out of play.
Frank, I'm sure those balls, they get closer to hitting when Beatty's pitching, are not intentional. But it pays to be a little wild, especially when you're a hard thrower like a Beatty. They're a little reluctant to dig that back foot in, reach out over the plate.
All right, the 1-2 pitch will be coming. Here it is. Foul, back again. Yankees got a lot of media coverage up here in Boston. Even when the New York papers were not on strike, I never saw as many reporters covering the ball club. One and 2 pitch coming, and it's grounded slowly foul off the left side. Eddie Yost, the third base coach, runs it down, flips it to Mike Heath. Usually a coach would take a look at the baseball, but Yost did not look at it. He just picked it up and flipped it back to Heath. One and 2 count. Yankees lead 13-0. Beatty comes set, and his pitch. High foul will be out of play. It'll hit on the roof. No, it didn't just miss the roof, into the stands on the left side. Yankees have 13 runs on 17 hits. So far, in 2 days up here, the Yankees have scored 28 runs on 38 base hits. That's just in 2 games. 1-2 pitch. Foul back. Yankees won last night 15-3 with 21 hits. Of the 21 hits last night, 16 were singles, 4 doubles, and 1 triple. And out of the 21 hits, only 1 ball hit the wall. One and 2 on Fisk, 2 on, 2 gone. The pitch over his head again, and Fisk goes down.
Kind of looked like an off-speed breaking ball right there. The third time Fisk had to go down tonight. Kind of used to it now. A natural response.
Well, Beatty's working hard to get this last out, try to preserve his shutout. Young right-hander is ready again. And the 2-2 pitch popped up, may be playable. Heath is under it in foul ground, and May drops it. Heath dropped it. Had it in his mitt and dropped it. I think they'll have to give Heath an error on it. They're going to give him an error. Gives Fisk another life. So the count remains 2-2 on Fisk, with runners at first and second and 2 out. Beatty pitches. Inside with a fastball. It's 3-2. Right now, 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
You're listening to 1460 WOKO, Albany.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The runners will be going from second and first. Beatty comes set. And the pitch to Fisk. Hit on the ground, through the left side, base hit, and a run will score. Thomason has trouble picking the ball up in left field. And Beatty will not get his shutout. The run and everything else will be unearned after Heath dropped the foul pop-up. But the Red Sox have scored, and Beatty will not pitch his first Major League shutout.
Frank, nobody feels any worse than young Mike Heath. Of course, a difficult job backing up Thurman Munson. You end up in a ball game once a month. You never feel comfortable out there.
Jack Brohammer, the batter now. Left-hand hitter, takes a strike. Been a pleasure for all of us to have listeners all over the world on the American Forces Radio Network to our ball game from Fenway tonight. Strike two is called. Brohammer now behind the count 0-2. Beatty's 0-2 pitch. Hit right back through the box. That'll be a base hit to center field, and Rice will score. Running hard, Fisk is on his way to third. And it's now 13-2.
Frank, very dangerous play right there for Carlton Fisk. Going from first to third. He surprised Paul Blair. Blair did not throw the ball once he was surprised. Now Bob Lemon, the manager of the New York Yankees, walks slowly out to the mound. And there's a break in the action with the score. New York 13, Boston 2.
This is Mel Allen. If you think a Reggie Jackson home run travels far, Emory travels over 250,000 miles a day because they're on every key flight of every airline that carries freight with a fleet of charter planes waiting in the wings. And that's what makes Emory the Air Force in air freight.
Bob Lemon goes to his bullpen. Looks like right-hander Ron Davis. Davis recently recalled from West Haven. He called up earlier this year, had a tough outing, sent back to West Haven, and has been recalled here in September from West Haven along with Ramos, who's at shortstop, and Sherrill at third base. So Davis gets out of the little cart, starts walking towards the mound. Bob Lemon waits for the young rookie. Hands on the ball, now Lemon leads the mound. Jim Spencer heads back to first base, and Mike Heath back behind the plate. And a reminder, all box, reserved, and now general admission seats are completely sold out for next weekend's three-game Red Sox series at the stadium. There are still some unreserved bleacher tickets remaining. They will be on sale at the stadium box office only from 9 to 5 tomorrow. And if tickets remain, from 10 to 5 Sunday. There's a limit on 4 tickets per game per person. Again, only bleacher seats remain for next weekend's Boston games at Yankee Stadium. And they are being sold in advance at the stadium box office only. This change in policy has been made to avoid turning away late-coming fans and to reduce congestion in the stadium area before those games. Okay, while Ron Davis completes his warm-up tosses, let's take a look at the home run leaders in the National League. George Foster leads the league with 31. Greg Luzinski of Philadelphia with 29. Reggie Smith, Los Angeles, 28. In the Kong, Dave Kingman, Chicago Cubs, is 25. Dave Parker with the Pirates, 24. Runs batted in department, George Foster, 98. Leads the league. He's one ahead of Steve Garvey of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dave Parker of the Pirates is 94. Jack Clark, San Francisco Giants, 93. Reggie Smith of Los Angeles Dodgers, 89. And in the pitching department, National League, Gaylord Perry, highest percentage, 16-8, 727 winning percentage. Right here, the score, the Yankees 13. Boston 2. The Yankees with 17 hits. The Red Sox have nicked Jim Beatty for 6. Red Sox with 7 costly errors. Frank?
Gary Hancock, the batter. Davis' first pitch to him is hit on the ground to second base. Stanley's got it and throws to first, and the ball game is over. Ron Davis throws one pitch and gets the final out, and the Yankees win it by a score of 13-2. The totals, the Yankees 13 runs, 17 hits. They committed 1 error. The Boston Red Sox 2 runs, 6 hits, and an unbelievable 7 errors committed by Boston. Jim Beattie, the winning pitcher, his record is 4-7. Beattie has now won 2 in a row. And the losing pitcher, Jim Wright, his record is 8-3. Just unfortunate that Beattie did not get his shutout, nor did he get his first Major League complete game, as Ron Davis came in to get the final out in the ball game. Now that's the story. The Yankees have swept the first 2 games from the Red Sox. Game number 3 will be played tomorrow afternoon with Ron Guidry going for the Yankees and Dennis Eckersley going for the Red Sox, the ace pitchers on the 2 clubs. And it should be a fine ball game. We hope that you'll be tuned for it. So that's the story. The Yankees have cut the Red Sox lead to 2 games in the Eastern Division of the American League with a 13-2 win here at Fenway Park tonight. The engineer for Yankee broadcast is Brian Ferguson, assistant producer Carol E. Ashwell, the executive producer is Arthur Adler. Tonight's game was produced by Pam Boucher. This is Frank Messer with Fran Healy, Phil Rizzuto, and Bill White. Our next broadcast is tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock against the Boston Red Sox.
New York Yankee Baseball on 1460 WOKO Albany has been sponsored by Budweiser Beer, Champion Spark Plugs, Colonial Provisions, makers of Yankee Franks, AC Delco, Emery Air Freight, Wendy's Hot and Juicy Hamburgers, Cohoes Tobacco Company, and Big Dom Submarines. Stay tuned now for the Yankees scoreboard and wrap-up shows.
Hi, I'm Joe Gallagher.
And I'm Brian Jackson.
And we host the morning show on 1460 WOKO.
You know, Joe, I bet if we weren't on the radio, we could be baseball players, maybe even with the Yankees.
Great ball players, Brian.
Yeah, I wonder what that would be like. Well, Joe, here we are in the outfield, and it's up to us, obviously. It's the bottom of the 9th, bases loaded, and a tie score.
Look at those chicks in the bleachers.
What are you doing with binoculars out here in the outfield? Will you put them down and watch the game? Oh, my goodness. It's a high fly ball. Now, calm. I got it.
I'll get it, Brian.
No, I'll get it. It's okay. Oops.
Oh, gee.
No, it's your fault.
You dropped it.
No, you dropped it. Joe, it really doesn't matter. They're coming after us. We lost the game.
Get out of here.
You know, Joe, maybe baseball isn't our game. Maybe we should just stay on WOKO and do the morning show.
No, hockey.
Hockey? Yeah, I can see it now. Sudden death overtime. The puck's hit. We're down the ice. We're skating.
Let's get behind and feel the Yankees. They're gonna learn to feel the Yankees. Everyone knows they play to win.
The Yankee Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Getty Gasoline. From Fenway Park in Boston, it's time now for the Yankee Scoreboard Show, and with all the scores on the other games in the major leagues, here's Pam Boucher.
Thank you, Frank. In the American League tonight, it was Baltimore over Toronto, 5-4. Nelson Briles picked up the win in relief, evening his record at 4-4. Don Stanhouse picked up his 22nd save in that game. The losing pitcher was Tommy Underwood. He is now 6-13. Doug Ault had his 2nd homer of the year with nobody aboard. For Toronto, Dave McKay had his 6th in the 9th inning, also a solo homer. At the end of 6 1/2, it's Detroit 5, Cleveland 3. They're playing in Detroit. David Clyde was the starter for Cleveland. He was knocked out in the 2nd inning when Detroit scored 4 of their runs, replaced by Don Hood. Jim Kern is now on in relief. On the mound for the Tigers, Jim Slayton with a record of 14-10. Chicago leads Seattle 3-2. That's at the end of 5. Jim Colborn against Worsham in that game. Greg Pryor has hit his 1st and 2nd home runs of the year for the White Sox. His first came in the 1st inning with nobody aboard. His 2nd, a 2-run shot in the 3rd. Milwaukee shut out Minnesota on a 3-hitter by Andy Replogle. He is now 8-2 on the season. Larry Heisel had his 30th home run of the year in the 4th inning with 1 man aboard for the Brewers. The losing pitcher, Gary Serum, he is now 8-7. Just getting ready to get underway out on the coast. A very big game in the Western Division. Kansas City is at California. Another game just getting underway, Texas at Oakland. It'll be Matt Lack, who's 12-12, against Johnny Johnson, who is 10-7. I'll be back with the National League scores right after this.
In
1969, Jackie Stewart won his first World Racing Drivers' Championship. He repeated in 1971, then again in 1973. What Jackie Stewart doesn't know about cars hasn't been written.
I do know that cars just don't perform the way they used to. One of the reasons is the unleaded gasoline that the new engines call for. Unfortunately, most unleadeds don't have the power that gasolines used to have. Well, Getty Unleaded Regular does. It delivers the kind of power you got from gasoline before they took the lead out. Getty Unleaded Regular actually delivers more power than most other major unleadeds. As an ex-racing driver, that appeals to me. And while Getty Unleaded Regular delivers more power, it costs less than most other major unleadeds. I don't know how Getty does it, but as a Scotsman, that really appeals to me.
Getty Unleaded Regular. More power for less money.
In the National League, down in New York at Shea Stadium, they played one inning and then had a very lengthy rain delay. They have resumed play, and Pittsburgh and the Mets are tied at 1 apiece at the end of 2. Bert Blyleven, 12-8, going against Tom Houseman, who is 3-3. The Cubs downed the Expos 4-2, scoring 2 runs in the top of the 10th for that win. Bruce Sutter got the win. He's now 8-7. The losing pitcher, Mike Garman, he is 4-7. In the first of 2, it was the Phillies over St. Louis, 1-0 on a 3-hitter by Dick Ruthven, raising his record to 13-10. The losing pitcher, Tom Bruno, is now 4-2. In the nightcap, the Phillies and Cards are tied at 1 apiece. That's at the end of 8.5. Jose Morales hit his 4th home run of the year in the 6th inning with nobody aboard for the Cardinals. Rookie Danny O'Brien started for St. Louis. Schultz is on in relief. Jim Cott is on the mound for the Phillies. At the end of 8, it's San Diego 3, Cincinnati 2. Gaylord Perry was the starter for the Padres. Raleigh Fingers is now on in relief. Mike Lacoste started for Cincinnati. Doug Bear on in relief for the Reds. Turner had his 7th home run of the year in the 4th inning with nobody aboard for the Padres. The Giants defeated the Braves 8-5 in Atlanta. John Montefusco getting the win to raise his record to 11-6. Jim Barr picked up his first save of the year. The losing pitcher was Solomon. He's now 4-5. Darrell Evans had his 18th homer of the year, a solo shot for the Giants. Bill Madlock had his 13th and 14th, both solo homers for the Giants. Nolan had his 4th in the 4th inning with a man aboard for Atlanta. The Giants win, plus the Dodgers' 5-0 loss to Houston, moves the Giants to within 3 games of the Dodgers in the National League West. Ken Forsch tossed a 2-hitter for the win. He's now 9-5. The losing pitcher was Bob Welsh. He is 5-3. Here at Fenway Park, it was the Yankees 13, the Red Sox 2 to close the gap to 2 games. Frank Messer will have all the details for you next on the Yankee Wrap-Up Show.
The Yankee Scoreboard Show has been sponsored by Getty Gasoline.
And now the Yankee Wrap-Up Show on 1460 WOKO, sponsored by Magnavox.
Well, good evening, everybody. Frank Messer at Fenway Park with the Yankee Wrap-Up Show following the Yankees' 13-2 win over the Boston Red Sox, which cut the Boston lead to 2 games in the Eastern Division of the American League. Tonight, the Yankees started rookie Jim Beattie. The Red Sox went with rookie Jim Wright. Beattie won, and Wright lost. Beattie picked up his 4th win, his 2nd in a row, although he did not finish the ball game. Had a little trouble getting the final out, and Ron Davis came in from the bullpen to throw 1 pitch and get a ground ball from the bat of Gary Hancock to end the ball game. The Yankees, though, with the bats going again tonight, scored 2 runs on 2 hits and an error by the shortstop Burleson and a throwing error by the catcher Fisk in the 1st inning, and the Yankees were never headed. They padded the lead with 6 runs in the 2nd and then coasted from there on in. The Yankees 13 runs on 17 hits. Mike Heath dropped a pop foul in the 9th inning for the Yankees' only error, and the Yankees left 9 men on base. The Red Sox, 2 runs, 6 hits, an unbelievable 7 errors, and 5 men left on base. The 7 errors for Boston, 2 were made by the catcher Fisk, 1 by the shortstop Burleson, one by pitcher Tom Bergmeyer, one by George Scott at first base, and two by right fielder Darrell Evans. I'll be back with more on the ball game right after this.
Quiet in the studio. Latherpuss radio spot. Take one.
Here in the romantic South Seas, Latherpuss shaving cream is preferred by more...
Mr. Director.
Yes,
I'm not crazy about this island thing. See, rough and rugged is what my shaving cream is really all about.
I'll change it. Take two.
Fine.
Here in romantic Horsefly, Texas, Latherpuss
I hate
shaving.
to be a bother.
What now?
But Latherpuss is so continental and stuff. Could the announcer...
I'll change it. Take three.
Yes.
Here in romantic Horsefly, Texas.
You know,
what?
If he could use a sexier voice...
Sexy, Harry. Take four.
Here in romantic Horsefly, Texas, Latherpuss shaving cream is preferred 2-to-1.
Yes, wonderful. Hope I didn't make too many suggestions.
Not at all.
Could I make a suggestion?
What is it?
Could he do it in Swedish with an Irish...
This is Art Simmons. Let's put radio to work for you. Give me a call at 449-1460 WOKO.
Well, again tonight in our ball game, we had an oddity I had not seen in a ball game until last night. That is, a player on one team have a perfect night, 3 for 3, before the other team batted around. Last night, Thurman Munson had gone 3 for 3 before Butch Hobson came to bat for the first time for Boston. Tonight, Mickey Rivers had gone 3 for 3 before either Hobson or George Scott had come to bat for Boston. And that's the way it went for the Yankees. Mickey Rivers had 3 straight hits. The third was an infield hit. He legged it out and pulled his hamstring. In so doing, he had to leave the ball game. But the report is he'll probably be able to play tomorrow night. The Yankees in the first inning, off and running. Rivers single, stole second, got up and went to third on a throwing error by Fisk, and came in to score when Willie Randolph hit a ground ball underneath the glove of Rick Burleson, the shortstop, for an error. Rivers didn't even break toward home on the ground ball. He stayed at third till the ball got through for an error. Then he scored. Thurman Munson flied out. Reggie Jackson grounded out. But then Chris Chambliss singled and got Randolph home from second base. The highlight of the second inning was a 3-run home run by Reggie Jackson, his 21st home run of the year, giving him 3 RBIs and a total of 77. Just about everybody in the Yankee batting order again tonight had base hits, with the exception of Thurman Munson. Thurman went 0 for 4, drew a walk, and his replacement, Mike Heath, also failed to hit. The hitting star really was Lou Piniella, who tripled, doubled, and homered. His 4th time at bat with a chance to go for the cycle. He grounded out, and then when he was due up again in the 8th inning, Gary Thomason pinch hit for him, and Thomason finished the cycle with a single, a run batted in, and even Thomason scored a run. The Yankees added 2 more in the 5th inning. Pinella's homer was 1, and then run number 10 was driven in by Willie Randolph, who singled to right field, bringing Roy White in from second base. The Yankees got 1 more run in the 6th inning. 2-base error on a drop ball by Dwight Evans set the stage. That was on Chambliss' fly ball, and Greg Nettles brought Chris in with a base hit. The Yankees kept it going in the 8th inning. They scored 2 more times. Chambliss reached on an error by George Scott, went to second on a ground out. He scored on Thomason's base hit to right field. Thomason went to third on base hit by Jay Johnstone, and scored on Bucky Dent's single to center field. So in the RBI column tonight, Willie Randolph had 1, Jackson 3, Chambliss had 1, Nettles had 1, Piniella drove in 2, Thomason drove in 1, Roy White batted in a run, and Bucky Dent drove in a pair. In the 2 games now, the Yankees have scored 28 runs on 38 base hits. Jim Beattie, as we said, coasted to the win. Tomorrow, it'll be Ron Guidry against Dennis Eckersley. I'll have the awards and a final word right after this. It's trade-in for touch tune time at your Magnavox dealer. Now get big savings when you trade in your old TV for a new Magnavox touch tune color television. The TV that lets you tune with the precision of a computer and the ease of a push-button telephone. What's more, you can get a free official 1978 National Football League record manual for just touching a Magnavox Touch Tune color television. That's right, Just touch a touch tune, and your Magnavox dealer will give you absolutely free the official NFL record manual, complete with all the records and statistics of the NFL. You'll have all the NFL information at your fingertips, all the scores, the draft choices, the all-time records, the regular season schedule, even a special Magnavox NFL television guide, and much, much more. So save big during trade-in for Touch Tune time. Trade in your old TV for a new Magnavox Touch Tune color television and get the free NFL record manual for just touching a touch tune. Now, during trade-in for Touch Tune time at your local participating Magnavox dealer through October 1st. Jim Beattie, in pitching 8 2/3 innings tonight, at one stage of the game retired 18 straight Bo Sox batters. Lynn doubled in the first, and the next Red Sox to reach base was Jim Rice with a one-out single in the 7th inning. In between, Beattie retired 18 men in a row, and there wasn't a ball solidly hit off of him. He wound up the ball game with 6 hits, only 1 walk. He struck out 8 men. He hit a batter, and the 2 runs were charged to his record. The final out had to be registered by Ron Davis after the Red Sox had batted 6 men in the 9th inning, scoring 2 runs. Mike Heath dropped a pop foul. It would have been the final out. Base hit, 2 base hits followed that, and that brought Davis in to get the final out on a ground ball. As far as our Magnavox Star of the Game awards are concerned tonight, we nominate Jim Beattie, the winning pitcher, and also Lou Piniella for his triple, double, and home run. Piniella tripled and doubled both in the 2nd inning when the Yankees batted 11 men and scored their 6 runs on 6 hits. We might give you a quick recap on that inning. Piniella tripled, White single, stole the base, went to third on a throwing error. A sacrifice fly from Dent brought in another run. A single by Mickey Rivers, a fly out by Randolph, then a walk to Munson, a 3-run homer by Reggie, a single by Chris Chambliss. Nettles reached on an error, and Piniella drove in another run with his 2nd hit of the inning, a double into left center. That's the Yankees scoreboard and wrap-up shows from Fenway Park. Frank Messer hoping you'll be with us tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock for all the action. It'll be Ron Guidry with a record of 20-2. Dennis Eckersley for Boston, a record of 16-6. The final score tonight, the New York Yankees 13, the Boston Red Sox 2. And now it's good night from Fenway Park in Boston.
The New York Yankee wrap-up show has been sponsored by Magnavox.
Hello again, everybody. Jim Kelly with Sports Time. Well, last night the Yankees banged out 21 hits and beat Boston 15-3, so you figure that maybe they used up their hot bats in terms of base hits, right? Wrong. 17 safeties tonight as New York routed the Red Sox 13-2. Maybe Boston's worst game of the season. 7 errors, and the feeling in that Boston clubhouse, in a word, WEEI's Steve Holman, choke.
Well, Jim, you're right. The Yankees certainly do seem to have the Red Sox on the ropes following tonight's 13-2 victory. Only 2 unearned runs in the bottom of the 9th inning spoiled it for young Jim Beattie. Before the game, it was a gloomy group of Red Sox who weren't saying much about anything. Beattie then came out and checked the Red Sox on 6 hits while his teammates were clobbering Red Sox pitching for the 2nd night in a row. Reggie Jackson and Lou Piniella hit home runs for the Yankees, who now trail by only 2 games in the American League Eastern Division. Tomorrow afternoon, Ron Guidry pitches for New York, and Denny Eckersley will try and turn things around for the Red Sox.
Okay, Steve. Bottom half of inning number 8 in Detroit, the Tigers 5 and the Indians 3. Top of the 8th in Chicago, the White Sox 3-2 over Seattle. Finals in, Andy Rapogel, a 3-hit shutout. Milwaukee blanked Minnesota 3-0. Rich Dower stroked his 3rd single in a row, and the Orioles edged out Toronto 5-4. Texas failed to score in the top of the 1st. The A's now batting out in Oakland. And in that big Western Division race, the Kansas City Royals' Larry Gurr started, and the California Angels' Chris Knapp on the mound. Our Biff Elliott standing by in Anaheim.
Jimmy, it's 0-0 with Kansas City batting in the top of the 2nd. There's 1 out and a runner on first, the batter Al Collins. Both Knapp and Gurr walked a man with 2 outs in the 1st and then got the 4th batter. For Gurr, it was his first walk in 18 innings. Kansas City and the Angels play each other 7 times in the next 10 days, So it's shootout time in the West. Top of the second, 1 out, 0-0 ball game. Kansas City batting.
Okay, Biff, now let's check the National League. Ken Force fired a 2-hit shutout. Houston blanked the National League Western Division leaders 5-0. That Los Angeles loss, coupled with the Giants' 8-5 win over Atlanta, well, it brought the Giants back to within 3 games of the Dodgers. In the East, the Phillies took 2 from St. Louis, 1-0 on a Dick Ruthven 3-hitter, and then 2-1 when Bake McBride singled in Jerry Martin with 2 out in the 9th inning. The Phillies' lead is now 2.5 over the Pirates. Pittsburgh knotted up with the New York Mets, 2-all, bottom of the 6th at Shea. Final in, the Padres edged out Cincinnati 3-2. Rodney Scott drove in all 4 Chicago runs, and the Cubs ended their 5-game losing streak 4-2 against Montreal. Well, everybody at the U.S. Open Tennis Championships expecting a Martina Navratilova-Chris Everett rematch of the Wimbledon Finals. Everyone, that is, except 16-year-old Pam Shriver, who for the 2nd day in a row skipped school, went out and won her match by upsetting top-seeded Martina. Our man courtside, WCBS Radio's Ed Ingles.
Jim Pam Shriver has become the youngest player in this century to reach the finals of a major tennis championship, and not since Maureen Conley won the U.S. national title in 1951 has a player registered an upset of such magnitude.